1,000%.
The 2 seed, I don't think, is even a possibility. The 1 seed is completely out of reach. So it's looking like the likely scenario is you're in the wild card round.
Sure.
Now, live from the San Diego Sports 760 studios, it's John and Jim.
San Diego and Southern California, what's going on? Hour 1, John and Jim. This is going to be a train wreck, this entire show. Before we even started,
it's like
me and Jim are like bickering back and forth about like that open right there, for example. Okay.
What did you say? You're like, wow, great take.
Great take. Like, more than likely, they're going to be in the wild card round. Yeah, that's because they're like 6 games back of anything else. So like there isn't even really a scenario. Now we say that. Maybe the Phillies fall off. Maybe the Padres win 6, 7 in a row. They've done that. That's the one thing we've said about the Padres. They'll lose their 5 straight. They'll win their 5 straight. Kyle Glazer's on the show today, formerly Baseball America, now Friar Territory podcast. He'll join us at 4:30. If you missed Brian Dutcher yesterday, we'll share that conversation with you coming up as well. But another win last night over the Reds, a little bit unconventional. They fall behind. That's not unconventional for them. They've done that a lot. But they storm back against the Reds bullpen. It's a 3rd straight win. Now they try to make it 4 straight. And Michael King is the story. I mean, Michael King is back in the mound. And you look up and you're like, well, you're 2 games out of the top wild card. You're 2 games out of first place, essentially, because you need to pass the Dodgers to win the NL West. But everything we've been saying, it's deja vu. I mean, everything is right there for the taking for the Padres.
Yeah, they do this where they'll play some awful, awful baseball. I mean, some of the worst baseball you ever see. Just go back to Friday night. And that kind of feels like, all right, they've hit rock bottom. Now, again, we've always said, and you know the phrase of like, it always can get worse, right? But the saying of there's nowhere to go but up from here. And they put up 18 runs over the weekend. They come home last night. They look completely inept to the first 5 innings against Lodolo. Thank you to Terry Francona for taking Lodolo out for whatever reason. Was it because of a blister issue? Was it because they didn't want to have him throw too many pitches because he's only a 2nd start back since the beginning of August? I don't know what the true reasoning was why they took out Lodolo, but doesn't matter. They took him out and the Padres capitalized right away. And they figured out how to get the job done. And I put out on Twitter last night, if Mike Schilt had to pick a way to win a baseball game, like in walk-off fashion, what would Mike Schilt choose? Walk-off home run, walk-off hit, like a single or a double or whatever, or a sac fly? The votes for that overwhelmingly voted for sac fly. And I think they're right. I think people are right. I think Mike Schilt, his ideal win to win a baseball game, like in a walk-off fashion, is exactly what happened last night. Bun a guy over, sac fly, game over.
The guy loves situational hitting. By the way, there's a video of Nick Lodolo last night saying I was running on fumes in the 5th inning. And the first reply from a Reds fan is, this guy is so soft. He went 5 shutout innings. He's been dealing with a blister. And to your point, it was his 2nd start back. But it's a very good point. I don't know if the Padres win if he goes more than 5 innings.
Right.
But here's the takeaway last night. I think the reason Mike Schilt got so emotional with Fernando Tatis Jr.
That was,
it was an emotional moment.
Yeah.
I mean, it was.
Do you need a Schilt hug today?
I mean, if you need a Schilt hug, then like you're going through it. Like
you're
a
having a long
5-second hug is a long hug.
It's not just like a quick hug. It's like I'm going to hug, I'm going to embrace you, and I'm going to put my head on your shoulder.
Like in the hug scale.
And
we're
going to hug for a while.
I haven't seen my mom in half a year. Okay. The next time I see my mom, I think is going to be at some point in October. I'm not sure we're going 5.5 seconds. I think we'll go 4.
Yeah.
But, and it's a very long period of time. My dad was a hugger.
Okay.
He wasn't a 5-second hugger. He was in the 3 to 4 second. When you're at 5, you're in rarefied air. This is the Jordan of hugs.
It is the Michael Jordan of
right?
hugs. The only time that I've given that long of a hug to somebody was to my wife.
Even that might have been long.
That's a long hug, man. A 5.5 second hug.
Especially in public. It's one thing if you're like in your kitchen and you're like, oh, I'm sorry, the dog's not feeling well. No, seriously.
They won on a sack fly on a Monday night against the Reds, and he's acting like they just want to play.
I mean, it was an unbelievable embrace.
Oh
and
my
Tatis
God!
If it was up to Tatis, I know Brent wants to try. If it was up to Tatis, I think it's only a 1.5 second hug. He tried to get out relatively.
He gave
quick.
him the tap on the back after about 3 seconds.
Will Wagner. He doesn't have time for 55-second hugs. He won't even be ready for tonight's game if he has to hug everyone that long.
They're still hugging.
He hasn't even gotten ready for today.
Yeah, that was the type of hug that you get if you're like the 12th pick of the first round of the NFL draft.
Roger Goodell's like, give me the hug.
Yes. Well, like with your family, if you're in the green room and you've slid, man, you're sliding. You were supposed to go top 10. If you're Shador, I don't know if Dion gave him the 5.5-second hug.
Dion probably went home.
Dion's like, you didn't even get drafted in the first round. You're getting nothing.
But the hug, maybe I think it tells you more about Schilt than it does about Tatis. I mean, Schilt is, to your point, because of the hug, I'm completely on board with the sack fly as the greatest thing for him. Without the hug, I'd be like, well, maybe he wants the power. The hug said, this is how I want to win the World Series. I want to win the World Series on a sack fly.
I want to win is situational baseball. Yeah. I want to win with the sack bunt and a sack fly. That's how I want this team to win baseball games. And truthfully, like that is the Padres. That's who they are. They are not a team that's going to hit a bunch of home runs. They have recently. Yep. You know, they had 4 home runs in a game as early as Sunday.
3 times in the last 18 games.
Yeah, that's very good.
It's a lot.
Mike Schilt doesn't want to win that way.
Guys, stop swinging so hard.
He does not want to win that way. He wants to win with situational baseball. And that's who the Padres are. Now, is it frustrating to watch because you're banking on guys to lay down sack bunts? Now, when it works out and they win, it's great. But, you know, sometimes you can get a little too carried away with how many times they're bunting in a game. It's like, oh, here we go. We're in the 3rd inning. They're down by a run. There are runners on first. Let's bunt them over.
Do you think the Fermin bobblehead next year is him squaring?
Do you
think it's just him taking bat to square?
I need a bunting bobblehead next year.
Ferminator, and that's it's half Terminator, it's half bunt.
Can we please get a Mike Schilt, Fernando Tatis Jr. with his shirt off bobblehead?
The embrace.
Like the hug.
I am surprised Schilt, if he's going to stick around for a 3rd year as manager, I think he's basically earned his bobblehead. It's a long way of saying this, that they've won 3 straight. Your hopes are up again. You realize that the division is still in play. And now Michael King comes back. And for everyone to truly have their hopes fully up, Michael King has to look like Michael King. Not necessarily today. He doesn't have to have the 5 innings.
I need a shutout today.
Right. He doesn't have to have 5 innings, 1 hit, no runs, no walks, 7 strikeouts today. We would all take it. But you just want to have something to hold on to after this start. This is, wow, Michael King, okay. I saw it. He went 4. Wasn't perfect, but had the 5 strikeouts. Only walked a batter. Yeah, allowed a solo home run, but he was good. He looked, at least for a majority of the start, like Michael King. That's what I hope to say. Last time, it was lengthy. It was rough. He was rough around the edges. He went 2 innings, then he goes on the IL. I just hope that we see more tonight. I'm not asking for the world, but I want to see more tonight from Michael King.
Yeah, I think last start is pretty clear that his command was off because he was rusty.
Yeah, his command, yep.
But his stuff looked fine. Like the velocity, the movement, it's just he had no control because he was rusty.
Right.
Now, if his velocity was down or his stuff didn't look good, that's a concern. But he went back on the IL because of a knee issue, not a shoulder or an arm issue. So hopefully that knee's feeling better today. I mean, his arm has gotten the most rest ever this season, even though he did have a designated shoulder injury. But still, I'm looking for tonight for the command to be at least better than his last start, which was 3 weeks ago, a month ago?
More, yeah. It's been over a month.
Yeah, you're right. Because it was like the beginning of August he made his first start back. Yeah. Okay, so about a month. So can his command be better? Because, you got 4 starts here until the postseason.
I mean, maybe this is where Mike Schilt gets his credit. Like, if I would have told you that Michael King would throw 2 innings from May 18th on, and the Padres could still win this division. Now, some of that has to do with the Dodgers' poor play, but that's pretty impressive. I mean, they've played well without Michael King by and large. By the way, his start a month ago tonight,
Wow.
August 9th, he made a start against the Red Sox. The Padres won the game 5-4 in 10 innings. He went 2 innings, allowed 2 runs. So it's been a month. He's made just one start since May 18th. He went 2 innings. That's why it's probably unfair, honestly, for me to even say he needs to look better than he did even a month ago. I mean, a month's a long time not to pitch. Yeah. And he's only made one start since May 18th. I mean, what are we really asking for? Just his health.
Probably 27 up, 27 down.
I just want him to be healthy coming out of it. Yeah. I mean, I don't want him allowing 8 runs.
Yeah, you can't have this, hey, he pitched 4 1/3 tonight, and then 4 days later, he has a knee issue or
his
a
calf
or something. Like, no. This is it. You're done. You're not going back on the IL. You got to stay healthy.
We're not letting you.
Yeah. But here's the thing is there a world that you see the Padres competing for a World Series without Michael King? Because my answer to that would be no.
It's going to be really hard. I mean, we watch it day in and day out, and it's hard to envision with the rotation as currently constructed without Michael King that there's enough there to win 3 or 4 series. Like, who's your number 2 starter without Michael King? Like, seriously, who's your number 2?
Well, on the road,
Yu Darvish, and at home, Dylan Cease?
Yeah, probably.
I'm saying even there, you have a big time question mark with your second postseason game. Now you don't if Michael King 2 or 3 starts from now is going 6 innings, allowing 1 run.
Then it's like, all right,
yeah, like now, okay, slot him right in, and now we're on the path. Where now it's your 3rd starter, and you can envision it happening. I think without a second starter, it's asking a lot. It really is,
because the Dodgers won the World Series last year with two starting pitchers. Flaherty and Yamamoto. Now, they did have Buehler pitch pretty decent for them in the postseason.
Good numbers, you're right.
But they didn't have that like full rotation. It was mostly Yamamoto, who didn't pitch deep into games until the World Series, and then Flaherty, who was probably their most reliable starting pitcher in the postseason last year. And then Buehler, ups and downs, but still he went out there. And they had a lights out bullpen. Can the Padres win with kind of the same formula? I think they have a better rotation than the Dodgers did last year. If Michael King is healthy, like, this is all predicated on Michael King.
Exactly.
Like, everything that we talk about with the Padres' chances of them going deep in the postseason and winning a World Series, everything hinges on the health of Michael King.
Exactly. Is what you're talking about without him is where are you turning with your second starter? And with him, it's more like where are you turning with your 3rd starter? I just think there's more of a path with Michael King. I know there's more of a path with Michael King. We're going to hear from him on the other side. He did speak with the media yesterday. So we'll hear from Michael King, his thoughts as he returns. Just his 2nd start since May 18th. If you missed Brian Dutcher yesterday, the Aztecs men's basketball schedule is out. You'll hear Dutch at 2:30. Kyle Glazer will join the show coming up at 4:30. Used to be with Baseball America, now the Friar Territory podcast. So Kyle Glazer, a great resource for Padres fans, will join us live at 4:30. We're just underway. We're going to hear from Michael King coming up next as he makes his return to the mound tonight. This is John and Jim, San Diego Sports 760 live on the iHeartRadio app. All right, Kyle Glazer, Friar Territory podcast at 4:30. Brian Dutcher, if you missed it. Coming up at 2:30, we're going to hear from Michael King momentarily. He starts tonight. We do remind you can listen to John and Jim on the free iHeartRadio app, which reminds me,
Yes, John?
we want to bring you lunch from Sombrero this Friday. And by we,
Nom.
by we, I mean literally me and Jim will bring one of our listeners lunch this Friday. Here's what you need to do right now. Open the app, okay? If you don't have the iHeart app, fine.
What are you doing?
It's not hard.
Download it.
So download the app, open it, search for San Diego Sports 760. When you're there, click the
back,
microphone
Mike.
icon. Tell us your name, where you work. I don't even know if you have to have a job. Do you have to have a job?
Well, the whole point of this is to bring you lunch to where this person works.
You know what? Even if you don't have a job, tell us you work somewhere. So your name.
I work at the corner of J and 7th.
Right, exactly. Where you work and why we should bring you lunch from Sombrero this Friday. For you and your crew, by the way, it's like a whole platter. Sombrero Mexican Food has been serving up San Diego-style Mexican food for over 40 years. So do that right now. Open the app, search for San Diego Sports 760, click the little microphone, tell us your name, where you work, and why we should bring you and your crew lunch. I want to go somewhere cool.
We're offering to bring you lunch to work on Friday afternoon.
What if we get a text from like Merrill, Jackson Merrill,
Bring lunch to
for the Rockies Padres
Friday's
like
game?
to the clubhouse. What if it's chilled? And he gives us a long
I think the
hug.
Padres might be like, yeah, you guys actually can't go in there.
No, we can, according to this read.
Yeah, but I don't know if that I'm allowed in. They're like, no, Jim, you can't go in there.
No, that's soft. You and Shit would probably embrace. Maybe not 5.5 seconds like Toddy. Would you take your shirt off like Toddy before going into the clubhouse?
I was thinking about that today.
How did he lose the shirt? Because I kind of lost that in the shuffle of the shield hug.
Well, look, when he hits the sack fly,
everyone attacks him.
This was a celebration like they just won the World Series.
Right.
Which, again, you win a game that they got to win. Because if they lose, they're now 2 back. And
they're all important.
Every game is important. So the celebration absolutely warranted for sure. It was just funny how sack fly and everyone's just ripping Tatis's clothes off.
So he didn't take it off. You're saying his teammates did the whole like, we're going to take your jersey off.
Oh yeah.
And then he did the post game with different folks.
Yeah.
Shirtless.
Yeah. Standing there next to Mary Lou's. She's like, so what'd you see there?
Imagine. I mean, it's an interesting spot to be in. Is it not?
How big of a win was that?
Let's hear from Michael King. How does this start? Does this start with a question? This is Michael King yesterday.
How are you feeling and where are you at with the knee and how it's feeling right now?
Feeling very good. I threw 5 innings on Thursday. Feel like I'm ready to go.
Is discomfort gone or are you just kind of managing it now? Or?
It's good.
Okay, all right.
It feels good.
What is it that tells you you're ready to go?
Command, velo, recovery, movement of pitches, all that kind of stuff. I was able to make 1 pitch adjustments in my delivery, which is something that I haven't done for a while.
Was it a big deal to do some things like getting off the mounds and
of course
fielding?
Yeah. So I mean, obviously fielding your position is part of pitching, and I wanted to be confident doing that. And we mixed in some like coaches hit PFPs, but there were also some natural. I got fielded a bunt. There was a swinging bunt. Different stuff like that. It was good.
I know you would have liked to be there all year, right? But what does this timing do for you? Do you feel like there's still a good ramp-up time? Should you guys make the postseason at all?
Sure. Yeah. It was a frustrating year for sure.
Yeah.
Being on the outside looking into a very, very winning team is fun to watch, but also I get very jealous. Honestly, I just really want to try to contribute as much as I can in these next 2 months, and hopefully we're victorious at the end.
You said 2 months. So you obviously have plans for the season to go on. Like, you want to come back, you want to do well in every single one. But is it also kind of a build-up to being really good that 4th or 5th start?
I think that's why I did an extra IVP. I probably was fine to pitch in a game, but now there's expectations of winning every time out. So I'm gonna hold myself to that standard where I'm winning ball games every time I go out there, and I don't want any of these to feel like a rehab outing or feel like I'm just getting my feet under me. I'm sure there will be growing pains, but I gotta do my job, and that's what Schulte's asked me to do.
And you expect to be by the postseason? Michael King pitched in the last postseason.
Tomorrow would be that way too. So I mean, yeah, we 18 games left, 19 games left, whatever it is. So yeah, I'm just trying to be that guy for however many games we got left.
Michael, what were some of the biggest challenges for you during this IL stint, both mentally and physically?
It was definitely hard to swallow coming back and only getting one outing. That stinks. But and it's the same thing where I see my boys out there grinding, and I feel like I haven't been able to participate. So I just wanted to make sure that I was ready to go, and now just contributing as best I could.
How's this thing going right now?
Very excited. I feel very healthy. So it's fun to be a part of this team and play the game I love. So I'm very excited.
Is it different from how you seen when you started?
Can you say that? Sorry. Probably a little bit. I felt like I was still kind of grinding through some stuff then, and we're also getting to that crunch time. So it's game time, you know.
As you've worked your way back from the knee, is it how you're feeling in the outing? Is it more of a recovery thing that you've had to kind of get through? What exactly has been kind of the
knee's good to go. Knee's good to go. I wouldn't worry about it. We'll be good.
It's Michael King yesterday.
So there's a very funny moment.
Hilarious.
By the way, thank you to Marty Time TV.
Yes, Marty was the one that shot that
audio.
video, had the audio, and posted it at Marty Time TV. So
thank you, Marty. Thank you, Marty. Great work on her part as always. There's a very funny moment in that video
that you can't hear. You can only see.
Only see it. I
saw it.
Recommend everybody go and watch the video, Marty Time TV.
I like the 3-minute mark.
And when Marty asks a question, you'll know when you see it.
I mean, we could say how many people are going to go watch it.
Just go watch it.
Go watch it.
Just go watch it. It's hilarious.
It's hilarious. Yeah, Marty's interview with Michael King, and it's around when Marty asked that question. I think it's about 3 minutes.
And he goes, "Can you repeat that?"
Yeah,
like right at that moment.
Time.
Oh, it's gold. It's a meme. It's an actual meme. You'll know when you see it. It's perfect.
Here's my question. This is a choose your own adventure gym edition.
Okay.
Do you want to hear from Brian Dutcher coming up on the other side, or do you want to hear from Dutch at 3 p.m.? We had him yesterday at 3:30, so I feel like we shouldn't have him at 3:30 today because that could be the.
I want to hear Dutch at 3 p.m.
Okay, so we're going to hear from Dutch at 3. Kyle Glazer will join us at 4:30, and we'll continue on this conversation about the Padres getting ready for the Reds and Michael King returning for the first time since a month ago. Today on the other side, our phone lines are open, 877-767-4760 if you want to weigh in, 877-767-4760, or you can text us, 70470. Start your message with the word team. This is John and Jim on San Diego Sports 760 and live on the iHeartRadio app.
All right, this update's brought to you by eBay. Padres walked off the Reds last night 4-3 in 10 innings. Dodgers also won last night. So the Padres remain one game back of them in the National League West. Game 2, Padres and Reds tonight at Petco Park, 6:40 first pitch. Michael King makes his return to the mound tonight for the Padres. And NFL news of the day, it's about damn time. The 49ers, thank God, have released kicker Jake Moody. Swapping out your tires, there's nothing like it. With eBay, you find the feel you're looking for, from smooth highway rides to grip for rough terrain. Get all the tires you need at prices you'll love. eBay, things people love.
All right, John and Jim, we're going to hear from Colin Cowherd coming up. Last night between the Bears and the Vikings, we'll react as well. Plus, Brian Dutcher at 3 p.m. and Kyle Clares will join us live at 4:30. We haven't yet seen a Padres lineup. There's been a topic, obviously.
Oh, today's
good 8 hours.
Today's the day where I'm like refreshing the timeline constantly to wait for this lineup,
because it's a right-handed Reds starter. So do they go back to what we saw in Colorado, where they moved Jake Cronenworth over to short and they moved Luis Ariz over to second, or do they not?
And they keep an awful hitting shortstop in Jose Iglesias in the lineup.
Now, Mike Schilt a couple of days ago said it's fluid.
Okay.
I think he said it yesterday before the game. He was pressed on this and eventually didn't really love the line.
He does not like when he gets pressed. Other than when when Tatis is pressing his chest against his for a long hug.
The embrace, yeah.
It's the only pressing Mike Schilt likes.
He did recognize, or he did mention last night in the win, he's like, listen, when I went with 2 outs in the top of the 10th inning from Robert Suarez, who had retired 5 consecutive batters, to Wandy Peralta to get their leadoff man, he said, I understand I opened myself up to second guessing. And then he kind of like laughed over. He's like, it's cool. It's your job. I'm like, well, is it cool? Because you don't typically act like it's cool.
Right.
But I will give Mike Schilt credit.
I like being second guessed there, Schilty.
But yesterday, if he was like a puppeteer, that's someone that like pulls strings.
Oh, really?
He was like a great puppeteer.
Yeah, he was.
No, like a puppeteer.
Yes, I know, John.
A marionette.
What's a marionette?
It's the guy that pulls the strings.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, the more you know.
Yeah, they like put the gloves on and there's like little strings and the people are moving. Hi there, Jim.
wait, hold on. What is that?
Hey, it's me.
Are you trying to talk without moving your mouth?
Exactly.
You can talk a little louder.
No, with my mouth closed, you idiot.
That's a ventriloquist.
Yeah, but you have to do that, right?
You don't have to. No.
Well, if I'm
a ventriloquist,
if I'm at the show,
yeah, but
with the kids,
no, but like the puppeteer, you don't see the person doing the puppeteering guy
is in the back.
You can't see him. So like it's a little mini stage and you have the puppeteer. And
how often have you been going?
I know what a puppeteer looks like. You can't see the person pulling the strings and the perpin.
Oh, so that's a ventriloquist.
No, a ventriloquist is
someone, but can't you be a ventriloquist who also specializes in puppet work?
Sure. But the ventriloquist is sitting there with the puppet on like their lap.
That's what I'm saying.
And you can
like
see the puppet and the person, and they're talking back and forth, but the person is the one that's talking for both.
Like that wrestler.
No, not like
he had the sock.
Mick Foley?
Thank you.
That's not the same thing.
Anyway, where were we?
I don't remember.
I have no idea where
Mike
we
Schilt's hugs? I don't know.
The lineup.
Mike Schilt and his managing of last night's game. That's
I was saying he pulled the right strings, like a puppeteer.
And we just went off on a huge tangent.
Yeah. He was like a puppeteer, a ventriloquist.
Different things. Yeah, he was not.
Imagine if he did a whole post game like, "Hi there, guys," like
with his own puppet. He has a Mike Schilt puppet. He's like, "What'd you think of that call there, Schilty?" Well,
I thought it sucked. I'm not saying that. It's him.
He said he said it, not me.
This show, we have lost.
It's only Tuesday,
and it's only 2:30.
Oh man, this is gonna be a train wreck, guys.
It's gonna be a train wreck.
But yes, Mike Schilt did manage last night's game very well, and I think the reason why last night's game was managed so well by Mike Schilt is because this is the exact type of game this team has played for a majority of this year. And this is the exact type of game that Schilt loves.
Yeah, he's prepared for this.
He is prepared for this.
And 3-3 game.
I do think it bodes well for postseason games because in the postseason, more often than not, it's not going to be 8-1 games. It's going to be 4-3, 3-2. Those are the type of games you're going to see a lot in the postseason.
I agree.
So, getting prepared for that now, hey, there's nobody that's more prepared for those games in situational baseball more than Mike Schultz is. Because that guy, he goes to bed dreaming about sack bunts and sack flies and bringing guys in with 2 outs in an inning to finish off an inning.
He did that a few times. He did that 3 times yesterday.
He loves
3
that.
times.
There's nobody that loves to take a guy out.
What does he like more? Sack fly or take a guy out with 2 outs in an inning?
I think taking guys out with 2 outs in an inning.
So listen to this.
Because he does that a lot.
Listen to this. And Kevin had it in his post game or in his tidbits today, their record when scoring 4 runs. They're great, right? When they score 4 runs. But listen to this. Jacob Estrada, Morahone, Miller, Suarez, Peralta last night in 4 1/3 innings allowed a hit.
Is that good?
So 6 relievers combined to allow 1 hit. They walk no one and strike out 6. That is near perfection.
Yep.
And that is, again, you're going to play teams better than the Reds. I like the Reds lineup. I think it's good enough. Ellie has clearly struggled. Friedel's unbelievable. Their leadoff.
Oh my gosh, the guy's been on base 18 consecutive games now.
Remember Steer in June against the Padres? He had like a 6 home run game. He didn't, but he had like a 5 home run series. So I think the Reds lineup is legitimate. And when I watched last night from Estrada to Morahone to Miller, the way Suarez pitched yesterday, it was really encouraging.
And they also had some nice pieces coming out of their bullpen. That guy Phillips.
That's why I thought their bullpen, even scoring the 3 and the 6, they did well to do that. Like Tatis, 2 strikes, singles. Later in the inning, 2 outs, 2 strikes, Merrill, the double to right center that was off Friedel's glove.
It was a triple, I think.
Triple, thank you. There were some massive moments in that 6th inning comeback.
Yeah, and I think it was like the mindset of like, thank God that Lodolo's not in the mound anymore.
Yeah,
because that dude was just mowing down the Padres. Tough lefty.
Yep.
Big sidearm. He's good. And if he was healthier,
they wouldn't have won the game probably.
Probably not.
You're right. He only threw 70-something pitches. There's a world where he could go 7 innings and he went 5.
So it's a break the Padres caught that, this guy isn't fully built up yet, coming back from his whatever injury that he had, blister.
Yep.
So because of that, he gets out of in the 5th there, and you go to face a bullpen that you're like, just anybody but Lodolo. Anybody but Lodolo. Yep. And they came right back and scored 3 runs and, outlasted the Reds. But that's the exact type of game this Padres team loves to play.
I do wonder after watching last night, Merrill comes through in the clutch like that. And I know he has struggled by and large, right? This hasn't been a straight line even since he's returned.
Mm-hmm.
But are we
heating up?
That's what I wonder. So Saturday,
he's heating up.
Saturday in Colorado, 1 for 3 with a single. Sunday, triple shy of the cycle, 7 total bases, homers. And then yesterday he triples and a huge triple with 2 outs in the 6th inning.
That ball probably maybe should have got caught, but
hung out for a while. I'm with you on that. I think that there's probably a lot of center fielders, including Jackson Merrill, that make that play. In fact, I think Friedel, it's a tough play. I think Friedel probably would have said post game. I didn't hear him. I bet he said, I got to make it. But once you get a glove on it, I would think he thought he could make the play.
Finally, some luck is on Merrill's side there.
Yeah, because he scorches some balls that are caught.
He has, yeah. He's hit some balls on the screws and just right at guys. So thankfully, that ball dropped there, and man, this team could use a hot Jackson Merrill. Because I was joking about this the other day. I might have said this on the wrap-up show. I forget. But can we please get some help for Gavin Sheets? I'm not joking. Gavin Sheets has been their best hitter in their lineup over the last 3-4 weeks, maybe a month, most consistent. And maybe he's not even in there without the Xander Bogaerts injury. So kind of a little bit of luck played into this and some happenstance. And guess what? He's in the lineup every day. And man, he's produced. And you need to get another guy that's hot with Gavin Sheets. Manny Machado's not doing it. Fernando Tatis Jr. is kind of just whatever, but hey, he's hitting sack flies to win games, so you take it, and hopefully that's a confidence boost for him. But for the rest of the game, get Gavin Sheets some help. He needs it.
Yeah, That's fair. That's fair. And I think maybe Merrill 5 for his last 12 over the last 3 games. I think just anecdotally, for whatever reason, I can't find it. I think Tatis has been better recently as well. A little more power. Had that big hit yesterday to start the rally in the 6th inning, had the sac fly. Anecdotally, without me really knowing, I feel like Tatis has been better.
Well, let's look.
I said 231 in September.
Okay.
So maybe not. But what's he done?
He's 6 for his last 30, John.
Yeah, 200. Like I said, he's been better. All right. On the other side, we're going to hear from Colin Cowherd.
But he has hit 2 home runs in his last 15 games or last 7 games, which
is more than he hit in the previous 40.
Right.
All right. We're going to hear from Colin Cowherd on the other side, his thoughts on last night, how it played out with J.J. McCarthy leading the comeback in Chicago against Caleb Williams and the Bears.
Cover your ears, Brent.
Also coming up at 3 p.m., Brian Dutcher, if you missed our conversation with Dutch from yesterday. And then at 4:30, Kyle Glazer, Friar Territory podcast will join us live. So a lot to get to. We're here until 6 p.m. This is John and Jim, San Diego Sports 760, and live on the iHeartRadio app. So I'll be honest with you. And Brian Dutcher, 3, Kyle Glazer at 4:30. I had written off J.J. McCarthy's career with 6 minutes to play in the first half. Okay. There's
that quick.
3 and outs.
That quick.
There was, and then later there's the pick 6 at 17.
One of the worst pick sixes
ever.
No,
He's
just a great pick six for the Bears, but
his first touchdown pass, as people were saying on social media. And then the memes are rolling in, like JJ McCarthy when he has to, like, I don't even know. There was a lot of funny stuff out there halfway through the game, right?
Mm-hmm.
Vikings. I mean, he had done nothing.
That was bad.
He had done nothing, and then all of a sudden he kind of did everything. And obviously he got the last laugh. They come back to win. They beat Caleb Williams and the Bears. Ben Johnson's debut spoiled Vikings buying a rookie quarterback. He didn't play last year.
Yeah.
Winning on the road behind J.J. McCarthy. That's one of those like, oh, I wasn't familiar with your game, even though I kind of was familiar with his game, but I wasn't really familiar with his game.
I wasn't familiar with that
part of it.
Like, now, Michigan, when he, won the national title at Michigan, let's face it, that team was led by their defense.
And all they did was run the ball.
Exactly. They didn't ask J.J. McCarthy to go out there and, sling it around.
He was a great running quarterback.
Yeah.
And they had great running backs.
They did.
And they had an amazing defense.
They did, yes.
So maybe that was just because of the system he was in, the Jim Harbaugh.
Right.
Like they were just really good around him. They didn't need him to throw for 300 yards.
Yeah. The one thing about at the end of that game that I immediately thought to myself wasn't about J.J. McCarthy. It was more about Kevin O'Connell. Like,
he's a great coach.
Kevin O'Connell is I think a top tier head coach in the league.
Yeah, I think he's regarded as one too.
To calm down his rookie quarterback after looking that bad through 3 quarters and then call a fourth quarter that, now JJ McCarthy has to go out there and he has to make the plays. You can call the plays, but you need the quarterback to make the plays. Caleb Williams. Sorry, Brent. But, he put JJ in a very good position to make some good, easy throws and then help give him the confidence to go out there and lead that comeback. I thought, while JJ McCarthy looked great in the fourth quarter, I think it just solidified even more so last night how good of a head coach Kevin O'Connell is.
I love that take. I would say this, like, to the point on him at Michigan, in 15 games during the national championship year, because they played all those games because they won the national championship.
Yeah.
In 15 games, he didn't throw for 3,000 yards. In 15, he didn't average 200 passing yards per game in 2023. Now, he was great on the ground. He threw 22 touchdown passes in 15 games. That's not gaudy by any measure. But again, they won all 15 of those games. Here was Colin Cowherd's take earlier today on San Diego Sports 760. Do you have the Colin take from earlier today? Let's hear from
All
Colin.
right, J.J. McCarthy. I've never seen a game like that. I've never seen a quarterback do that. So the fact that J.J. McCarthy ended up with a 98 passer rating after the first 3 quarters is remarkable. I mean, the Vikings still only finished 3 for 12 on third down and 6 fewer first downs than the Bears. They were unwatchable offensively for 3 quarters. But I have found my J.J. McCarthy comp. It's Baker Mayfield. Played a college power, tons of emotion, a lot of energy. I wish they were bigger. But all they have to do, Baker and J.J. McCarthy, can go into slumps and get reckless. But if they make one big throw and they gain that confidence, their velocity and their accuracy changes. And he, after that pick 6, which is about as bad as any pick 6 I've ever seen. I mean, he was bad in the first 3 quarters. But then there was a moment for J.J. McCarthy, and this is very Baker Mayfield. There was a moment. It was in the 4th quarter. He hit Justin Jefferson with a seed, and this play right here unleashed something. The next 3 drives, it was a different J.J. McCarthy, and this is Baker. All Baker needs to step into it, one rope, and Baker changes. The ball comes out faster, more velocity, and more accuracy. And again, he's got Kevin O'Connell and Josh McCown. You cannot get better as a quarterback. So what you really saw from J.J. McCarthy is an old saying. Nobody is going to believe in you in life until you believe in yourself. And you watch this body language change. He's like Baker. He plays with a ton of emotion. He got a little chip on his shoulder. He wins a lot of football games. But you saw 2 different quarterbacks. The first 3 quarters was a coaching staff. And again, he hadn't played much that was protecting him. And they were kind of just waiting for it to happen. I text somebody last night, an NFL exec, and I said, what do you make of this game plan? And he goes, in KOC, I trust. He didn't play much in the preseason. He hasn't played a lot of snaps. They're probably thinking in Minnesota, let Caleb Williams make mistakes with Brian Flores. Let's just try to stay in the game. He'll make a play later, and he did. And I got to tell you, that was a different quarterback in the 4th quarter.
Vikings are kind of sneaky, scary, I feel like. Their defense they could be a good defense this year. They've always, I mean, for the last 4 or 5 years, Vikings defense has been a strength of their team. And if JJ McCarthy continues to improve, watch out for the Vikings in the NFC. Now, on the flip side, what'd you think of Caleb Williams?
I mean, it's a problem in terms of, listen, the bar was set high for Caleb Williams, correct? Coming out?
Well, when you're the number 1 pick, yeah, it's pretty high.
I mean, but he's not that player.
No.
Like, I mean, we've already seen it in 1 year. You saw Jaden Daniels, right, last year?
Mm-hmm.
Is he Jaden Daniels?
No.
He's not Jaden Daniels. So that's my point. If the expectation is Jaden Daniels, they don't have Jaden Daniels. Now, do I think he can play better than he played last night? I kind of hope so. But there's some inherent issues with the Bears, and it might start. I mean, again, the Caleb Williams pick, we might look back at the Caleb Williams pick, number 1, and when did Jaden go in that draft?
What, 3?
I mean, that could be seen as one of the all-timers.
No, he went 2. Did he go 2? Did Jaden go 2 or 3?
I don't know.
He might have gone 2.
But isn't that kind? I mean, that could be seen as an all-timer.
Could be, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So, like, and again, if you're going to compare him to Jaden Daniels, I just don't see Jaden Daniels and Caleb Williams. Here's the other thing, by the way, on JJ. Now that it's on film, I still need to see what it's going to look like moving forward. Like, that's the first time he's ever played in the NFL. Everything's brand new. It flips on a dime. So I don't know if I'm going to expect that week in and week out from JJ McCarthy. But the Caleb Williams things, I mean, the book's been out. Like, I don't know, that USC player that everyone thought he was, I don't think that's the player you're going to see in the NFL.
I remember listening to a podcast with Steve Young and talking about young quarterbacks.
Mm-hmm.
Steve Young knows a little thing about quarterbacks, right? Pretty good.
Yeah.
And the one thing that he said that has always stuck out to me is you can't teach accuracy.
Yeah, he had some bad misses.
And you either have it or you don't, because the accurate part of being a quarterback is so important. You got to hit the layups. You know, the wow plays, those are all off script. Those are all things that, you know, the Patrick Mahomes of the world. I mean, Caleb made some plays last night. You're like, whoa, but they were all off script. Mm-hmm. The one thing that will take you from a good quarterback potentially to a great quarterback is, like, you got to hit the layups. Because if you can't hit the layups, you're going to struggle.
Well, there's that video last night of, it's like maybe like a seam run. I mean, there's just a guy open down the left sideline, right? In the NFL, it's considered a layup. And not only does he miss him, he misses him by 15 yards. Yeah, I mean, he threw the ball out of bounds. I mean, it was nowhere near in the vicinity.
But that wasn't the only play. I mean, there were multiple.
This has been an issue. This has been, I mean, I go back to the throwing balls at the net.
Oh, yes. I forgot about that.
The thing with Caleb Williams, it's a great point. Like, the arm is strong. He can make those eye-popping plays. But in the NFL, you also just have to make the plays to move the chain. The layups is a great point. Like, you cannot miss at that level on those throws.
Right. If you miss the layups, then
they'll give you a shot for sustained.
It doesn't matter if you can make those spectacular plays, because the layups, to me, feel like they're more important. Like, those are the plays that you're expected to make.
Sure.
And it sets up for the spectacular ones. But the layup part of it last night, where he was missing some really easy throws, the throws that you're supposed to make, that would concern me the most if I was a Bears fan.
I would just be so frustrated too, because I watched like the first drive and I'm like, this is like the greatest team in NFL history.
But then they went off script.
Yeah. Or like, you watch the first half, or they're up 17-6. You're like, there's no world where they're losing this game. You're going to blow an 11-point lead to a rookie quarterback right now at home. You're like, you can't do that. That's not a good football team. Good football teams don't blow an 11-point lead in the second half to a rookie quarterback.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where it is.
Yep. If Caleb can't improve on his accuracy and make those easy throws, like, it could be a long year.
Dude's not Jaden Daniels. I mean, I hate to put it that bluntly, and it's only year 2, but like, you missed. Jaden Daniels is, you know, all-pro Super Bowl caliber quarterback that's out there right now in the NFL that was drafted behind
Real quick,
you.
On a 1 to 10 scale, 10 being very concerned, 1 being not, where are you right now, Brent? With Caleb Williams.
I was going to say, for the team or just for him?
No, just for Caleb. 10 being like
10 is super worried.
10 is like, this guy's a bust, and 1's like, no, everything's fine. Just give him time.
Can I do halves?
Sure, whatever you want.
About a 6.5.
Okay. So you're leaning towards, like, I'm almost very worried about this.
Well, I didn't want them to draft him in the first place.
I know
I was very vocal. I was very vocal about that.
Yep.
So I don't know. I just keep hoping that he'll do it's a one step forward, 18 steps back thing with him, to where he'll make some throws and he'll be like, oh, okay. You'll see the improvement between last year and this year will be like night and day. And then he'll just go on another stretch where, like the second half last night, where he's just like, he just missed everything.
It was like 6 consecutive
Yeah,
throws.
we passed up that fourth down, or a field goal on fourth down, and that pass wasn't even close. He threw it 10 yards over his head. And I don't know. It's like you said, you have to hit the layups.
Caleb Williams 1, Jaden Daniels 2, Drake May 3.
Okay,
the 2024.
So that's it right there.
Draft. All right, we're going to hear from Brian Dutcher on the other
better
side.
than Drake May.
Brian Dutcher will hear from on the other side. Kyle Glazer at 4:30 is Sean and Jim.
All right, this update is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Game 2 between the Reds and the Padres tonight at Petco Park, 6:40 first pitch. Padres are just one game back of the Dodgers in the National League West, and Michael King makes his return tonight to the mound for the Pods. And NFL news of the day, the 49ers have released kicker Jake Moody. Progressive Commercial Insurance can protect your small business with over 30 coverage options, an easy-to-use mobile app, personalized discounts, and more. Get a quote in as little as 8 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Discounts and coverage selections not available in all states or situations.
Your favorite pair, John and Jim.
If at the end of the year they go 1972, that's a decent enough finish. 91, let's say. But they finish in a tie, which means they don't win the division. Like, there's going to be a lot of people, I think, bummed out by that. Doesn't mean they can't win.
I agree, but it's more or less what they do in the postseason than anything.
Oh, well, 1,000%.
The 2 seed, I don't think, is even a possibility. And the 1 seed is completely out of reach. So it's looking like the likely scenario is you're in the wild card round.
Sure.
Now, live from the San Diego Sports 760 studios, it's John and Jim.
All right, San Diego and Southern California, what's going on? This is hour 2 of John and Jim. We're going to hear from Kevin Acee on Flex Zone earlier on Manny Machado. Kevin Acee with some thoughts here on Manny Machado's recent struggles coming up in 15 minutes. But if you missed Brian Dutcher, head coach of the Aztecs, the full schedule for the upcoming season is out. We had Dutch with us yesterday. If you missed that conversation, it starts with us asking about an exhibition game at Viejas Arena against the UCLA Bruins. Here's Brian Dutcher.
Yeah, I mean, it's two teams that want to test each other early, do it in front of a crowd, and I think it's a great opportunity for both UCLA and San Diego State to kind of see where they're at in October.
So looking at this schedule here, Dutch, Michigan, Oregon, Arizona, it's a good non-conference schedule. How important will those games be for, when it comes, March time to make your resume the best it possibly can be?
Well, that's the reason we got in last year. Those early wins over Creighton and Houston in the Players Era event in Vegas, and we're right back in it again this year. And obviously we have Michigan and Oregon, our first 2 games, and then there'll be a third game that'll be a high major game. And so I just believe that you schedule to try to make the NCAA tournament in November. If you falter, you still have the conference and the conference tournament to play your way in. But we've never ducked anybody. And I think if you look at this schedule, you throw Arizona in there too, it's a very competitive schedule.
And the Players Era tournament where you will play Michigan and Oregon and then a third team, whenever that is, or whenever you find out who that is, that tournament is turning out to be a very important tournament for many reasons, not just to help your resume, but as far as NIL money goes, that goes a long way here for the future of this program.
Yeah, I mean, we're to the revenue sharing end of college basketball right now when the judge gavelled the ruling. And so there's a little bit more control over it. But with that being said, I still have to be out there raising that revenue for our program. And the Players Era event that puts $1 million into our NIL coffers and gives us a chance to continue to keep San Diego State relevant on a national level. And that's important not only for the games, but for the financial end of it where we can put a team together.
To that point, and Brian Dutcher with us right now. Again, the Aztecs will open their season for real November 4th against Long Beach State, and a former Aztec assistant, now the head coach there, Chris Acker. So Long Beach State will be at Viejas Arena on November 4th, but a pair of exhibitions, including UCLA and USD at Viejas Arena. But Dutch, to that point, going back to the UCLA exhibition, that's impactful as well, right? Because some of the funds and the proceeds from that game are going to benefit the recruitment and retention fund, which is directly impacting your program, right?
Absolutely. The USD exhibition game will be part of the season ticket package. I think we're giving the fans 17 games in the package, which is as many as we've ever given them. But in order to make money, in order to keep San Diego State basketball moving forward against national competition, we're going to play an NIL game at Viejas Arena. We were offered to move the game to a neutral site, but I just thought it was important we played at our arena in front of our fans. And I think the opportunity for them to purchase tickets to help the program, I think will go a long way.
Dutch, we always talk about metrics, and the Mountain West the last few years has been so solid across the board, getting right 3, 4, 5, 6 teams into the NCAA tournament. What's the impact of the addition of Grand Canyon, a team that's been in the tournament, that has had good metrics? You'll play them both in Phoenix and in San Diego this upcoming year.
It just adds to our strength of schedule. To add Grand Canyon twice onto the schedule on top of our non-conference schedule, and then what could be a very competitive Mountain West will do nothing but help us build the kind of resume we need, not only to make it into March, but to get a high seed in March.
How's the health of the team looking headed into the stretch run before the season starts here?
It's early September, and we're in pretty good health. Lagoon is still coming back from his knee ahead of schedule, and so we will have him out there in October and getting him ready, which it's a long season. I'm not concerned with that. And then we have a few aches and pains, but nothing that's season long, like last year when we ended up losing Reese for the season with a broken foot. We had Nick Boyd last year who broke a foot and missed the beginning of the year or lead up to the year. And so we're pretty healthy for the most part right now.
Speaking of Reese coming off that broken foot, how has he looked this off season getting ready for the upcoming year?
He looks good in practice. I mean, he's getting his timing back. You sit an entire season, and even though you're healthy, you haven't really played basketball in a full season. And so now that he's getting his timing back, he's becoming a lot more effective on the court for us. And it's really good to see Reese back out there in the Aztec uniform.
Brian Dutcher with us right now on John and Jim. You've touched on this before publicly, this fine line of having depth, but not necessarily having too much depth, right? I mean, it's better to have depth as opposed to not have it. What are the challenges it creates when you have a team that might be among the deepest teams in the history of San Diego State men's basketball?
Yeah, obviously it's getting these guys minutes and knowing that I can't play them all. And so there's going to be disappointed guys in that locker room. And I understand that. And I feel for the guys that aren't out there, but a year ago when we had injuries, we ended up being shorthanded without Reese, Magoon for 7 games, and that was hard too. And so if we stay healthy, we'll probably have a tough time getting everybody in the game. But injuries can occur and things happen, and so it's good to have that extra depth.
Where are you expecting the growth from Miles Bird, who's now entering his 4th year in the program and went through the NBA evaluation process, the combine process? Like, where's his confidence at, and what's the next step in his evolution?
Bird had a great summer, preparing for the draft, working out for different NBA teams, going to the combine, and all those experiences help you. We should have a more physically mature Bird, one that's been through the process and kind of knows what it is to be the kind of player he wants to be. And so just the maturity and the growth should serve not only Miles well, but the Aztecs as well.
One of your new transfers, Latrell Davis from San Jose State. Fans maybe want to know a little bit more about him, his game, his style, where he might be fit into this team this year or in the future. What can you tell fans a little bit about Latrell Davis?
Well, obviously, Latrell had 26 and 22 on the Aztecs last year.
Yeah.
So we know he can score the ball, and he scores it at different levels. He can make the three. He attacks with strength to the basket. And so Latrell's going to be a very important addition to what we're doing. And he's looked good in practice and will continue to get better as he gets accustomed to the Aztec system, both offensively and defensively.
What's the first summer like, Dutch, in your program when you look at your freshman class, a year ago with Taj and Farrow, right now, LZ Harrington and Tay Simmons? What's that process like? You got this veteran group, you got 5th and 6th year players, but now you have these newcomers coming in. What's that process like for them as they come into college?
Yeah, I mean, I'm real happy with our freshmen. Tay's been battling a bit of a hamstring, a strain, and so he's been limited, but LZ's looked good in his practice minutes. A year ago, we were playing out of our top players, 6 of them were freshmen and sophomores. And now those guys have grown into sophomores and juniors. So we're excited with the progression of the team, that the older you are, the more experience you have, generally, the better your team's going to be. And we got to hope that's the case.
With the offensive weapons you have, and Brian Dutcher with us right now on San Diego Sports 760, what's the acclimation process been like for Sean Newman Jr.? Last year, 3rd in the nation in assists per game. I think I just saw some graphic in terms of returning players in assists per game. He might be first or second in the nation in terms of returning players. How has he fit in so far?
Yeah, I mean, a pass first point guard is good to have when you have scorers on the floor, and we should have scorers on the floor, at every position, whether it's Magoon or Heidi or Farrow inside and around the basket, or Bird and Reese and BJ on the perimeter with Taj. We've got a lot of depth, and we've got a lot of guys who can score the ball. So having a pass first point guard like Sean will keep everybody happy and everybody involved.
Dutch, I'm curious because you've played Michigan before, even as a head coach. You went to Ann Arbor, and now you're getting Michigan on a neutral floor. But there's like more ties in there, like Dusty May, who's at FAU. With some of those players you've seen over the course of some tournament runs over the last couple of years as well. Is there any unique significance when you see Michigan, where you spent all that time, when you see Michigan on a schedule?
It's like seeing Houston a year ago. They're going to be ranked. They're going to be good. They're going to be well coached, and you have to be prepared to play a team like that. Obviously, they're on the transfer portal and add a lot of pieces. We're going to play against the point guard we played against from North Carolina last year.
Right.
We're going to play against Langenborn from UAB, who's over at Michigan now as a transfer. Mara, who played up at UCLA, is on the Michigan roster.
Crazy.
And so faces we're familiar with, but at the University of Michigan. So there'll be some familiarity with the personnel, but they'll be in a new system, and it'll be fun to kind of get ready for a game like that.
Well, we're thrilled, obviously, as again, the season gets underway with an exhibition against UCLA on Friday, October 17th, and then for real against Long Beach State on Tuesday, November 4th. San Diego State back in the floor at Viejas Arena. Dutch, we appreciate you taking time for us. We'll do it again before the season, and thanks as always for your time.
Thanks for having me, guys.
All right, great stuff from the 9th year head coach of the Aztecs. We will hear from Kevin Acee, his thoughts on Manny Machado with Fletch Zone earlier today. Plus, the Padres have activated Michael King, which makes sense because
he's starting tonight.
Part of it. So if you're going to start tonight, they're going to need him on the active roster. We'll tell you about the corresponding move on the other side. John and Jim, San Diego Sports 760 and live on the iHeartRadio app. All right, hey guys, it is John and Jim again for our friends over at Jamul Casino Resort, the Players Place. We've been telling you about their brand new hotel and spa. It's now open over at Jamul Casino Resort. It's the next level of luxury. You can treat yourself to a stunning new stay. They have rooftop relaxation, indulgent spa treatments, and all the thrills of Jamul Casino Resort, now all in one unforgettable destination.
Yeah, you got to hit up Jamul 23 that has endless dining every day. You can savor San Diego's ultimate endless dining experience at the all-new Jamul 23. From their world-famous lobster brunch served every morning to their VIP endless dining experience each evening, indulgent chef-curated specialties, fresh seafood, prime cuts, and decadent desserts with stunning panoramic views.
Sports fans are really going to love Tony Gwynn Sports Pub. You can catch all the action there. Catch the Padres live, NFL, savory food, really great food at Tony Gwynn Sports Pub, where fandom meets fantastic at the all-new Jamul Casino Resort, the Players Place. All right, don't look at the lineup, Jim, because it is out. Michael King on the mound. He's been activated. The corresponding move is Alec Jacob has been optioned. But do you think Luis Ariz is in the lineup tonight against a right-handed starter for the Reds or out of the lineup tonight?
He's in the lineup. It's a righty?
Against a righty, he would be in the lineup.
Is he not in the lineup?
He's not in the lineup against a right-handed pitcher. Yeah, it's funny. I was actually thinking, you're right. So the lineup has O'Hearn at first. So Tatis in right, O'Hearn at first, Machado at third, Sheets DHs, Laureano in left, Merrill in center, Iglesias at short. So they didn't play that game, right? They didn't move Cronenworth to short and put Ariz at second. They have Iglesias at short, Cronenworth at second, Fermin catches. So no Luis Ariz against a right-handed pitcher. That's just kind of odd, actually, because he's hit right-handed pitching. That hasn't really been the conversation. The conversation about Ariz has been against left-handed pitching.
Yeah, what? Huh?
Yeah, it's a little odd.
All right, I'm just looking up. So Luis Ariz against right-handed pitching this year, John.
Mm-hmm.
All right. He's hitting 297 with a 748 OPS against righties.
That's good.
250 with a 604 OPS against lefties.
Big difference. Big discrepancy. It is a righty tonight, right, for the Reds?
It is a righty.
Yeah.
And then, so Iglesias is in the lineup tonight,
He
right?
is, at short.
All right. So what has Jose Iglesias done against right-handed starting pitching?
You ask? Yeah, I don't know.
This makes no freaking sense.
Defense first.
He's hitting 212 with a 481 OPS against right-handed pitching this year.
Yeah, it's very odd. It's very odd. Yeah, that's not what I was expecting.
Kind of makes zero sense.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, it speaks to Mike Schultz saying it's a fluid situation, doesn't it? Because he said that here recently. Now, I didn't know how fluid it would be. As in, he's only once started Cronenworth at short and Ariz at second, right? He's only once started Cronenworth at short and Ariz at second.
Right.
And he doesn't do that today against a righty.
Okay. Then you look at what Ryan O'Hearn, because that's essentially the guy that is being replaced or replacing Luis Ariz.
Yeah, O'Hearn should have a much higher OPS against right-handed pitching than Ariz, right? It's got to be 800.
Let's see here. O'Hearn against right-handed pitching, 277 with an 808 OPS.
Yeah, so that's probably a more impactful bat because of his OPS.
But that doesn't change the fact that
you could get both of them in the lineup.
You could get both of them in the lineup.
They just did it actually 2 days ago, right?
Yeah.
Sunday.
Like the Sunday lineup is supposed to be the lineup going forward against right-hand started pitching until Bogarts returns.
Right.
But yet you then, whatever, dude.
No, you're allowed to get upset because he's a right-handed starting pitcher. We said we wouldn't get upset against a lefty because they don't have the best lineup against lefties with all their left-handed batters. But against a right-handed pitcher, we said we get upset.
Yeah.
So you're upset.
Makes no sense.
Yeah, it really doesn't. It really doesn't.
I don't I don't get it. I don't get it. I really don't get it. I know he values and loves defense more than anything.
That's your reason. If we hear from show pregame, which we should, right? I hope someone asks. If someone, Darnay, if you're driving down there right now, if someone is going to be in that scrum, someone needs to ask about the lineup. You have to be able and willing to ask every single day. I'd prefer to hear about the lineup than I'd need to hear about the lineup each and every day. We're at that point of the year. There's 18 games left. We should be discussing the lineup with the manager before the game. Every single game. So someone has to ask the question, why aren't you willing to play the defense you played the other day? Because it's such a black hole defensively. Gosh forbid Jake Cronenworth and Luis Ariz, your middle infield. They're going to cost you so many games defensively. That's not true. Like, I'm sorry. But their range, John, Luis Ariz's range is some of the worst range of a second baseman in this. Who cares?
Mm-hmm.
Manny's range, go look it up at Baseball Savant. It's bad.
Yeah. Now, when Xander Bogaerts gets back to the lineup, you put Xander Bogaerts at short for Iglesias, and then this kind of feels like the lineup that you would go with.
Yeah. But that's under the assumption that Bogaerts
returns.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he hasn't even worked out.
Okay.
We're supposed to get some type of checkup today on his fracture.
Again, Arise had 3 hits on Sunday against a righty.
Yeah, he did.
He was 0 for last night with the lefty on the mound.
Correct.
Okay. I just
Only
read
2 of those at bats maybe against lefties.
Probably, but
Yeah.
still, he did go 0 for last night.
Yeah.
I just read you the numbers. Jose Iglesias is just flat out awful against right-handed starting pitching. Yet he's in the lineup tonight over Arise. And I know the Rise has been the conversation starter of like, Arise can't be in this lineup. Well, he's going to be in the lineup, but he should be in the lineup against only righties, not the opposite, where he's in a lineup yesterday against a lefty and then out of a lineup against the righty.
And I hate the fact that nobody checks Mike Schilt on this fallacy that, when they play poorly, it was because their defense really
give
let
me a
them
break
down.
with that.
And because it's been proven to be incorrect. When we had Kevin on yesterday, it's like, yeah, maybe when their defense has let them down, it's like, well, you know who let them down? It was like Iglesias and Machado and Cronenworth, like the guys that are supposedly the good defenders. Like Machado's a plus defender, right? And Iglesias is a plus defender. And Cronenworth can man second base, right? Those guys have committed errors. So that's why I think when you're like, oh, we got to lean into our defense, there's no guarantee on any one play anyone's making the play. There's balls that could go through your legs. You're gonna change your entire lineup because defensively this gives you a 1% better chance defensively. I would change it for the offense.
Yeah. Yeah. And when Jake can play shortstop and he's proven that he can play shortstop, I don't understand why he's not at short. You want to optimize your best lineup with your best bats in there, and you're actively choosing to put one of your worst hitters in the lineup every day because you feel like he's just marginally better at defense at short than any other option you have.
Yeah, like if anything, I hope they're not done in by like hard-headedness. I don't think they will be. To your point, I think Bogarts returns. You're looking at their lineup. I think against lefties is a different story than righties. But like, I don't like being done in by like hard-headedness. You know what I mean? Like adapt or die.
Well, Mike Schilt is the definition of hard-headedness.
But don't you agree? Like, I don't like being done. Well, it's the way we do. It's the way we've always done it.
Yeah,
and they actually haven't always done it.
That's who Mike Schilt is.
Yeah.
Yeah, the conversation here, because I'm seeing a lot of it on the chat right now on social media, is like, oh, they took out a Rise for O'Hearn. That's not where I'm looking.
Yeah, you can have them both.
You can have them both in the lineup.
Exactly.
And actually, you kind of want both of them in the lineup because Luis Ariz against right-handed pitching this year has been really good.
Well, what role does Luis Ariz have if he doesn't start against righties?
And why are you starting him against lefties when he's significantly worse against lefties, but not starting him against righties?
Maybe someone will ask Mike Schilt coming up later this afternoon when we hear from Schilt. We're going to hear Kevin on Manny Machado from earlier today on the Fletch Zone right here on San Diego Sports 760. Kyle Glazer will join us coming up at 4:30, Friar Territory Podcast. We can get into this conversation with Kyle as well at 4:30. This is John and Jim, San Diego Sports 760, live on the iHeartRadio app.
All right, this update is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Padres walked off the Reds last night 4-3 in 10 innings. They remain one game back of the Dodgers in the National League West as the Dodgers beat the Rockies last night in L.A. Game 2 of their series with the Reds tonight at Petco Park. 6:40 first pitch. Michael King officially has been activated from the IL. He makes his return to the rotation tonight. NFL news of the day. The 49ers have released kicker Jake Moody. About damn time. Progressive Commercial Insurance can protect your small business with over 30 coverage options, an easy-to-use mobile app, personalized discounts, and more. Get a quote in as little as 8 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Discounts and coverage selections not available in all states or situations.
All right, Kyle Glazer is going to join us coming up at 4:30. Friar Territory podcast. His thoughts on the Padres, this NOS race, this lineup. Well, join us at 4:30. We remind you the iHeartRadio Music Festival is back. Live performances by John Fogerty, The Offspring, more. September 19th and 20th at T-Mobile in Vegas. 2 nights, 1 stage. Buy tickets at AXS.com. And while the world is listening on iHeartRadio, you could be there. Get all the information at sportssd.com/festival. Now, I've not heard this. This was Kevin earlier today. This was on Fletch Zone. Ben Fletcher, Sammy Long, weekdays, 12 to 2. San Diego Sports 760. So this was Kevin on our now we have him Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Fletch Zone has him whatever today is, Tuesday. And this was Kevin on Manny.
Manny has been awful. Now, I could say those things because they're true, but also because I do think he's the most important. I do give him credit for basically carrying the team to, their 3 postseason appearances in the last 5 years. Last year got more help than he had the previous 2, but that's the guy. And fortunately, give Schilt credit, give AJ Preller credit, give the rest of the players credit. They have more of a full roster that they can overcome it. But it's a big deal, Manny slumping right now.
So the numbers are not good, and it backs up Kevin's point.
Mm-hmm.
His last 30 games, Johnny's hitting 188 with a 252 on base percentage. He's slugging 299 in that period of time. His last 15 games, he's hitting 153 with a 271 slug and a 219 on base percentage. The last week here, 138, 167 on base, 379 slug, which has gone up significantly. But still, Kevin's right. Manny has been just flat out putrid. He's awful.
You can go longer. I mean, 35 games is August 1st. He's hit 204 with a 582 OPS for 35 games. I mean, that's almost a quarter of a season. It begs the following question. Why / what happened?
What also says that if Manny just, turned it around here the last 2.5 weeks, how much good that would do for this Padres team.
Yeah, they'd be in first place. Those 35 games where he's hit 204 with a 582
What's
OPS.
the team record?
19 and 16. They have still won.
That's crazy.
The Manny team goes, well, not really. I mean, they're winning at a 550 clip.
But if Manny was if Manny was better,
well, sure.
Add probably 2 more wins on that.
Yeah,
maybe more.
Yeah, they'd be in first place. If he was hitting 304 over the last 35 games,
they're in first place.
And if he had, let's say, as opposed to 3 home runs, 8, because we've seen that before, 9, they'd be in first place. I agree completely.
Yep. Whatever happens to this team this year, Manny will either get the praise or he'll get the criticism.
Mm-hmm.
That's just how it works here. And if they go deep in the postseason, you probably can bet that Manny Machado is going to have a good postseason if that happens.
Right.
But if they don't, you probably can bet Manny Machado does not have a good postseason once again.
Well, as I was going to say, I mean, that's the whole other conversation. And we're getting close to the postseason where you could talk about the postseason conversation with the Padres. They're not a lock, but they're close. They're closing in on lock status. I mean, it would take like a 2-16 finish, 3-15 finish to keep them out. Right. I mean, they're at 99%.
They're 6 up on a playoff spot over the Giants
with 8 to play.
Wait, what?
18 to play.
18 to play. Yeah.
And a tiebreaker.
Yeah. So they're really 7 up.
So come on.
Yeah.
So they're 7 up. So I mean, I can have the postseason conversation on Machado, and it's not pretty, man. He's hit 215 in his career. Young, mid-career, veteran player, Baltimore, LA, San Diego. Like however you like want to slice it up. Maybe he was good in Baltimore. No. Maybe with the no. Maybe we sit. No, not really. I mean, he's hit 215 in his postseason career. Now, He has hit 11 home runs, but that's in 48 games. So
we got to get his numbers, John.
He's 33. If you're not going to have a big postseason right now, I don't think I'm counting on him to carry them in the future when he has struggled as a player in the postseason in his career.
Exactly. It just goes without saying, Manny Machado needs to play better. And if he does play better, the odds of them not only winning the division, but making a run in the postseason go up. Now, last postseason, he was bad, but you could afford that because Fernando Tatis Jr. was like as hot as the surface of the sun.
Through those first 3 games of the Dodgers series, yep.
He was the one that was carrying this team.
Oh, yeah.
But then it goes to games 4 and 5, and you're like, you need your stars to step up, and Manny completely disappears like he always has in the postseason. But if they're gonna win the division, do you think they can win the division without Manny Machado playing well? Because I think they can.
Division, yeah,
just because the Dodgers are playing awful.
That's here's the 2 things. Yeah, I think they could win the division because it's not solely contingent on your play because of LA. But I don't think they could win the World Series.
No, I agree with that. I think that it would give them a much better chance to win the division if Manny Machado played better down the stretch. I think their percent chance of winning the division go dramatically up with Manny playing well. And I'm not saying that you go from like whatever the percentage would be if Manny doesn't play well in the postseason to if he plays well in the postseason, it's a guaranteed lock that they make the World Series. But it would give them a much better chance if Manny Machado became actually a feared hitter in that lineup.
Do you think this is a fair number when Fangraphs says it gives them a 99% chance of making the postseason? I agree. I think there's 99 and 100. Now, am I getting on a plane with a 99% chance of landing? Probably not. I need more than that. But here's their World Series chances. Remember where this was August 1st when they were rolling and they made the move?
6.5,
6, 7, 8. It got as high as like 7 or 8.
Yeah.
Right now it's down to 4.3.
Okay.
So like a little bit of a dose of reality has set in. For example, the Dodgers still, according to Fangraphs, have a 16% chance of winning the World Series. That to me seems crazy high. And just knowing that they're 24 and 32 in their last 56 games, I think like that to me is crazy high. That's the highest percentage chance of any team in baseball. The next highest, a team that's not in first place, the New York Yankees, 12.9% chance of winning the World Series. So
I think they just give them that high of a percent chance because those two teams won the World Series last year.
There's that. And the Brewers, by the way, with the best record, have a 9.6% chance of winning the World Series. But anyway, it's a long way of saying, even with everything we're saying, there's a 4 in 100 chance of the Padres winning a World Series per Fangraphs. But that's why they play the postseason, because nobody's got better than a 16% chance, and someone's going to win the World Series.
Yeah, I mean, those numbers are the numbers, and we've seen virtual locks turn into
teams that don't make the
postseason. Yeah.
Padres 2023.
I just go with how the team is playing right now and who on the team needs to play better and who on the team is playing good. When your best player offensively right now is Gavin Sheets, love me some Gavin Sheets, but I'm sorry, you can't have Gavin Sheets be your best player. You just can't. You need to have your star players be your best players. And Manny Machado, read you the numbers, he's been awful. And they've won in spite of it. But the thing to think about is, like, if they don't win the division and they miss out by a game or two over the Dodgers, why is that? Well, I think you can point, if Manny Machado played better on the stretch,
they could have won.
They could have won the division. Or if he just played better in August and up till this point right now, they could have won the division, because he could play better down the stretch here. And it's like there's nowhere to go but up, it feels like.
Yeah,
and
for
Manny. And they could still lose the division even with Manny playing better.
I mean, Dodgers could play well down the stretch.
But it goes to the fact of the time that you needed him to play well, to make up that ground, and you've made up the ground. You're 1 game back. But I feel like they could have been over the hump and they could have been leading this division right now if Manny just, played at if he was, instead of hitting 150, if he was hitting 250 with a 400 slug percentage instead of a 200 slugging percentage.
I mean, if he came through in the clutch, which is
that,
something he has
that
not
is
done.
Also right there, the part of the conversation that no one ever wants to talk about with Manny, but it's a fact. He just disappears.
I mean, a lot of his numbers come in spots where the game isn't necessarily on the line. And I think that's really fair. I don't have all the evidence to support it, but if you've been watching, and a lot of people have, I think it's fair. I cannot wait to hear from Mike Schilt because he was asked about his lengthy embrace with Fernando Tatis Jr.
Oh my gosh.
And his direct quote, and there's much more to it, but this from Marty on Twitter. "We're huggers here" is a direct quote from Mike Schilt. "We're huggers here." Had the 5.5 second hug.
I'll say, look, Mike Schilt's a good manager. I've said this before. Man, is he a weirdo. Sorry. I mean, man.
Nobody's going to care if he's weird if they win the World Series.
Exactly. But
they will otherwise.
Talk about nails on a chalkboard with that guy.
Huggers here. We're going to hear from Mike Schilt coming up. The wrap. We'll get to that at 4 p.m. And Kyle Glazer, formerly Baseball America, now Friar Territory podcast. We'll hear from Kyle coming up at 4:30. We're here until 6 p.m. We're going to hear from Mike Schilt coming up, and Kyle Glazer joins us live at 4:30. This is John and Jim, San Diego Sports 760, and live on the iHeartRadio app. All right, the wrap at 4. Kyle Glazer at 4:30 for our Territory podcast. We'll hear from Mike Schilt coming up as well. He has an update for Padres fans on Xander Bogaerts. This is from Marty, who was in this media scrum. Mike Schilt says the news on Bogaerts' non-displaced foot fracture has been encouraging. Surprisingly, he says that. He'll start to do light.
Actually, his
baseball.
foot needs to be amputated.
He'll start to do light baseball activities. And then the quote, it's a start. So he will start to do light baseball activities. I guess that's pretty encouraging. Less than 3 weeks to go in the regular season in an effort to get Xander Bogaerts back.
Well, it's better than the alternative. We need to amputate his foot.
Yeah, that would be bad.
That would be
We're not going to ever
less
see
than
him
ideal.
again.
Right. Because then we have to deal with the constant questions of the lineup and having one of the worst offensive players out there in the lineup in Jose Iglesias.
Right.
Because his defense is spectacular at short.
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay.
Do you think Bogaerts returns in the regular season?
I think he returns the final week of the year, yeah.
Yeah, I think they kind of need for that to happen, right? It would be weird to activate a player for the postseason that misses the last month plus of the regular season. I think. I mean, not weird.
I would just
question mark.
I would just expect, like, hey, we need to get you some at bats here before our postseason, right?
Assuming he's healthy, yeah. I mean, that has to be their goal. You don't want to activate a player to start the postseason, having not played in the regular season for 5 weeks. I wouldn't think. Yeah. Now, Bogaerts has come off injury before here, and he's kind of like he's been fine. He dealt with a big injury last year, that shoulder, and he came off the IL, and he was pretty effective. I do think he's like all these guys. It's like when you were down Adam and then King and Bogaerts, they all have different parts of like pecking orders, like importance. They're all different. But like you can't just be without all these pieces. You can't be without Michael King, and you can't be without Jason Adam, and you can't be without Xander. Like at some point it adds up, and I think it added up to some extent. So it'll be nice to get healthier. And I do think he's a better option than Jose Iglesias. I think he's a much better option, honestly.
Oh, 100%. Jose Iglesias is there for like emergencies only.
Mm-hmm.
He's not an everyday player. He should not be an everyday player. And when he turns into an everyday player, that's a significant drop off for your team.
Right.
It's not like Xander Bogaerts is a prime Alex Rodriguez at short.
No, he's not.
But I said this the other day, the drop off from Xander to McCoy and Iglesias.
McCoy.
I know. Is a pretty significant one.
Mm-hmm.
Even though Xander is just kind of okay, right?
Right. But from okay to like well below Major League average is a drop off.
Well, what's Xander's OPS this year? Like 720?
Yeah, maybe. I could look. It's in the low sevens.
Okay.
Maybe mids.
Well, Jose Iglesias' OPS is in the 500s.
Right. This is a big difference. You're right.
So that's you're looking at around 150, 160 point drop off from OPSs from your everyday shortstop to your backup shortstop.
It's big.
That's a significant downgrade. So it's not like Xander Bogaerts is the guy that's going to light the world on fire, but having him out there, it makes your team better by default, because if he's not out there, you have an awful offensive player in Jose Iglesias instead.
Is there any part of like Bogaerts where you're going to be like counting on him in any capacity though? Like you get into the postseason.
I think it's just like whatever you
gotta have
whatever you get from him is like gravy. Like whatever you get from him, you get from him. You're not expecting him to, like, if they don't make the World Series or if they get bounced out in the wild card round, the first person I'm not looking at, is Xander Bogaerts.
Right. Your initial blame isn't going to go on his shoulders.
Unless he makes like 3 errors and goes 0 for with runners in scoring position.
The reason I ask is before he went out with the foot, remember, I mean, I was singing his praises. This guy was
dude, you're like, he's the best player ever.
Prime A-Rod for a month.
I know. You're like, this guy's amazing.
But the last month, August, he was hitting 241 with a 691 OPS. It was just blah. Yeah. It wasn't horrific. He wasn't hitting 141. He didn't have a 500 OPS, but it was just a lot of, like you say sometimes, them kind of like just blah. He hasn't hit with men in scoring position all year, by and large. He doesn't drive men in. He doesn't hit for power. He's a good enough fielder. But again, in the Iglesias McCoy conversation, I do think he's an upgrade. But I asked the question because I agree with you. Like, I'm not going to start October like, all right, Xander's back. Now this lineup's complete. Let's cook this postseason. Like, that's not how I'm going to look at it. And it's all going to be gravy. Whatever he does.
You're not sitting here being like, oh, I can't wait till Xander Bogaerts get back. The only reason why you might be saying that is because you're sick and tired of watching Jose Iglesias at short.
Right.
Now, shortstop, defensively, he's fine. But at the plate, it's like, God, can we get someone else other than Jose Iglesias? That's why I thought finally this, organization and Mike Shilton especially turned a corner on Sunday with putting your best bats out there.
And people might think, I know they do. I'm sure there's people that have listened to us the last 2 days, like, you're really analyzing this lineup. And I'll tell you why. I will tell you why it matters. Because 18 days from now, or 18 games from now, or whatever, we'll analyze the hell out of those lineups. If things don't go right or wrong, we'll do it. And then if it doesn't go right, it'll be second guessed and critiqued. So now's the time of year for me and you to start practicing our level of critiquing for October. I joke about that, but now's the time of year the Padres should be formulating lineups that are necessary for 18 games from now. You don't just all of a sudden make the postseason like, let's try this. Typically, you're doing it in advance of the postseason.
100%.
Right?
100%. Because every single pitch, every single play, every single at bat, every single pitching change, every move, every lineup will be dissected.
Yeah, under a microscope.
To the point where we'll spend segments in the postseason about like the move they made in the 8th inning.
Yeah. I mean,
if it goes wrong.
We've done that a lot over the last few years.
Because that's what happens in the postseason. The margins are so thin that, in a 162 game regular season, okay,
right,
you're gonna get away with some things, and you're not going to be looking at the margins too heavily.
Mm-hmm.
But in the postseason, those margins, you have to try and win on all those margins, because that could determine if you move on or if you're eliminated. If you win a World Series or if you don't win a World Series. Every move that you make, if it does not work, will be analyzed and criticized. Every move that you do make and does work will be praised.
Right.
That's what happens. We spent like a week plus in 2022 after they got eliminated because of the decision to keep Robert Suarez in instead of Josh Hader.
And I remember people even saying in real time, like you're really spending a lot of time on this. Yeah, you think? They're trying to get to a World Series for the first time since 1998. Their season is now over. I mean, what else do you want us to talk about? I would hope you'd be analyzing the way their season ended, especially if there's reasons for critiquing, second guessing. I mean, that's basically the job.
Right.
And that's why I think it's like a lineup like today where people are like, oh, Hearn for a rise. Great. They've learned. Like, no, you could get both of them in the lineup.
Right.
Just, so that's the conversation that'll really pick up. I think it'll pick up steam once we get to October. You can't just throw a game away and be like, oh, you're down one. You're down a game at a best of 5. You're down a game at a best of 3. All good. No, it's not all good.
Mm-hmm.
Your back is literally against the wall in a wild card series if you lose the first game. Your season is now on the line in game 2.
Yep.
So don't tell me the lineup's
it's win or go home after that.
We could come over to your workplace on Friday
and hang out.
Sounds kind of weird, but we're going to do that. So listen to this, all right? One of our listeners is going to have us deliver sombrero lunch. You're going to get a lunch platter from our friends at Sombrero this Friday. How do you enter for a chance to win that? Open the iHeartRadio app right now. Search for San Diego Sports 760. Click that little red talkback microphone. Once you've done that, all you need to do is tell us your name, where you work, and why we should bring you and your crew lunch this Friday. So again, me and Jim are literally bringing you a lunch platter.
Free lunch on Friday.
We'll
Sombreros Mexican food.
We'll eat it with you.
Quesadillas, chips and guacamole, salsa.
We can hug.
Tacos, burritos.
We're huggers.
We're huggers around here.
You know? Sombrero Mexican Food has been serving up San Diego-style Mexican food for over 40 years. You can always check them out at sombreromex.com. But open the app, iHeartRadio app, search for San Diego Sports 760. Use the talkback mic. Tell us your name, where you work, and why we should bring you and your crew lunch. Me and Jim will bring you and your crew lunch this Friday. All right. We'll get to the wrap on the other side. Kyle Glazer, Friar Territory Podcast, used to be with Baseball America. He will join us coming up at 4:30, and we will hear Mike Schiltz pregame comments with the media as well. We're here until 6 p.m. Hour 3 of John and Jim comes your way next on San Diego Sports 760 and live on the iHeartRadio app.
This update's brought to you by Staples Stores. Padres and Reds, game 2 of their 3-game series tonight at Petco Park. 6:40 first pitch. Padres still trail the Dodgers by 1 game in the National League West. Michael King, who will make his return to the mound tonight for the Padres. And NFL news of the day, the 49ers finally released kicker Jake Moody. This is your saving tip of the summer. Shop Staples for school supplies as low as 25 cents, plus more great deals for teachers and students on top brands and training styles. Kind of makes me wish I was back in school again. Not really. Staples, that was easy.
Your favorite pair, John and Jim.
If at the end of the year they go 1972, that's a decent enough finish. 91, let's say. But they finish in a tie, which means they don't win the division. Like, there's going to be a lot of people, I think, bummed out by that. Doesn't mean they can't win.
I agree, but it's more or less what they do in the postseason than anything.
Oh, well, 1,000%.
The 2 seed, I don't think, is even a possibility. The 1 seed is completely out of reach. So it's looking like the likely scenario is you're in the wild card round.
Sure.
Now, live from the San Diego Sports 760 studios, it's John and Jim.
All right, San Diego and Southern California, what's going on? This is hour 3 of John and Jim. Kyle Glaser, great baseball resource, will join us coming up at 4:30. Heard him post-game with Mike Schilt in that press conference. He was asking questions. So I don't know if he's down there today or not, but Kyle Glaser covers the Padres, covers Major League Baseball. He'll be down there, or we'll talk to him coming up at 4:30. We're here until 6. We're going to hear from Mike Schilt, what he had to say pregame. I'm kind of looking forward to it.
Huggers around here.
Really looking forward to it.
Hugger talk.
Oh, we have it.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Mike Schilt. Oh boy. I talk about hugs.
I feel like we need to move the
Heaven
rap
and
for
earth.
Mike Schilt.
Move heaven and earth for Mike Schilt.
Don't you
pregame.
feel like you go commercial free and you call iHeart like, guys,
Like, hey,
we were not breaking.
we need to break into this odd couple here right now.
No, I'm sorry. I get it. They're paying money to put ads on the air, but Mike Schilt just spoke with the media.
Oh yeah, ads be damned.
Right?
Yeah, reads, ads. No, Mike
Everything
Schilt
takes precedent.
Yeah,
Or this
especially
takes precedent.
when Mike Schilt's talking about hugging. That's when you need to drop everything you're doing and listen to Mike Schilt.
I need some type of T-shirt based on the embrace with him and We're Huggers here is a good T-shirt potentially.
That is, yeah.
Schilty.
We're huggers here.
Maybe he could get 20% of the proceeds.
Tree huggers?
I don't think so.
No.
This sounds like it should be an episode of Barney the Dinosaur. Mike Schilt teaches everyone about hugs.
Hugging.
I like
Mike
that.
Schilt on hugs. We hug, we love.
Let me ask you this, Brent. How does this Brent's gonna pull this up. This is about 5 or 6 minutes of Mike Schilt with the media.
Oh, beautiful.
So I'm just yeah, exactly. I'm curious how it starts. Do we go right to hug talk? Okay, he's gonna grab, or do we start with Bogarts? Typically, we get the injury updates.
Well,
if you were a betting
you
man,
know what we're gonna start with tonight. We're gonna start with Michael King.
We have to start with.
It's
King.
always Michael King. Probably the first question by Mary Lou's. What do you expect from Michael King tonight? Or Pomeranz or Scans? But Scans is in the booth again, so I don't think.
Okay,
yeah.
So maybe it's Palm.
Or it could be, yeah, either Palm or Mary Lou's is going to ask about Michael King and what they expect from Michael King tonight.
Okay, but I'm going to put $20
Mike Schultz
on
expect?
Palm. I'm putting $20 on Pomeranz.
I'm putting $20 on Mary Lou's.
Let's hear it.
Yeah, quite a bit. I mean, listen, Michael's a big part of our club
Who asked,
and a lot of our.
Who asked the question?
Mary Lou's.
Oh,
boom!
You get free sombrero.
I
Lunch.
do. Well, I was going to get free to sombrero anyway. So.
All right, start this over again on King.
Yeah, quite a bit. I mean, listen, Michael's a big part of our club and a lot of our success for last year, but last year and got us off to a great start this year. And unfortunately, he's had a couple of different setbacks and is on the good side of it and ready to take the hill tonight.
Looking back to last night, Wandy grabbing the last out, what kind of confidence do you have in him, and what kind of boost did that do for your bullpen and your club?
Yeah, I mean, listen, it tells Wandy that, we trust you, and which we do clearly. And he's earned the trust. And so, the situation that presented itself, we were pretty clear, good communication with Robert as far as being willing to go back out and be what that looked like, and the workload looked like, and set up an opportunity for Wandy, and he went and grabbed it.
Specific to Xander's injury, how is he doing, and what are next steps for him in terms of imaging and what things will look like moving forward?
They're doing some testing on him, and it's very encouraging, and so he's going to start some light baseball activity. I want to temper the expectation here, but starting to get some stationary ground balls and some dry swings, but it's a start. And the good news is as he recovers, he can ramp up that activity, and hopefully, before we'll see him back on the field. But there's still some time to take place and some hurdles to jump over.
What's the balance with King? Like, obviously, he hasn't made a full start since May. Him coming back now in the middle of games that are obviously very important in September. What's the balance, kind of getting him back into action while also understanding how important these games are?
Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm confident we wouldn't put him out there if we didn't feel like he was ready to go compete and help us win a game. So just be clear about that. And so that's as far as the balance goes beyond that, it's just about no different than any starter, quite frankly. He's out there, he's healthy, he's ready to go compete. Clearly, we're going to have a little bit more of our radar up for how he's looking and how he's feeling. So there'll be an evaluation of that a little bit differently than a starter that's used to being in the routine and going out there. But if he's pitching well and he's throwing the ball well and he's competing well and looks like Michael King, he's going to keep pitching to a place that we're comfortable with.
This obviously being his first start back, the number of starts could get during this regular season. Like, does it feel like this is the right number, build-up wise, or not necessarily build-up wise, but just in terms of like him being able to build back to who he is?
Yeah, it feels right. I mean, I understand there's going to be some he hadn't pitched in a big league game in a while, and even before that it had been a while. So he's got a couple innings in the last almost 4 months. So yeah, I think the timing has worked out well. We haven't forced the timing. The timing is the timing. But him ability to go compete tonight, compete well, and then be able to recover and move forward sets him and us up for quite a bit of success.
Another new starting pitcher for me to catch tonight. What type of work has he done to get caught for speed and get ready for this?
Yeah, Freddie's done a tremendous job since coming over here. I was talking to Manny, probably 10 days ago, maybe a little less, just about how well he's done and how hard that is, for a catcher to come into the trade deadline and integrate with a whole new, environment, clubhouse, manager, pitching coach, game planning, and 13 different, 14 out different pitchers. And I really admire how well he's done it.
Mike, obviously last night after the walk-off sac fly, a long embrace with fans, Tatis Jr., a long hug. What was sort of, the emotion behind that moment?
Just happy for him. I'm happy for all our guys. We're a group that loves each other, and we're huggers here. So when we guys do something that's really cool and get a chance to have success in a game that's really hard, you want to embrace them and appreciate them.
Today's lineup, Arise is not in it. I know that you're juggling your left-handed hitters. What went in today's decision for the lineup?
Multiple things. Like all the times we do a lineup, it's a factor of, we're putting our best foot forward, to go compete and win a major league game. Part of what today was, we got Michael on the mound, and, he's going to be on the ground a lot. So we want to make sure we're catching the baseball. And then, we've had guys that have really produced well. Sheets clearly has done it. But Hearn has more than earned his opportunity. Took a day yesterday, gave Louis the start off today. And if the opportunity presents itself, he'll be ready to go.
How has he embraced that? He has been more in the line than the other two as far as a rotation. Now, it's been a couple times in the last week where he has sat.
Yeah, he's been a complete pro. He's a team guy, and, they all want to play. And, I wouldn't, we're not making it more than it is. He's getting a day off. So, he'll get the start off and the game presents itself. And that's about all I can say, really.
Like second to last homestand of the regular season, just a 1-game deficit. How much do you guys want to win the West and everything that comes with it?
Yeah, of course we want to win it. It's been our goal since the last out that didn't go our way last season. So, we've been really steadfast and hungry and consistent for it. And, it's just as important now as it was a week or 2 months ago.
So it's funny that during Mike Schilt there, we are not talking on the air. We're listening to Mike Schilt, but before every one of his answers, John had it like to a T what Schilt was going to say. You were just busting out, ground ball pitcher. Like, I
need to push back on that. I need to push back on that.
Do it.
Because I'm texting a loyal listener who I really appreciate. But he's selling me on, hey, when you got a ground ball pitcher like King, this is the right way to field your defense. And I'm thinking to myself, Michael King's going to throw 50 pitches tonight.
Right.
Michael King will spend less outs on the mound than everyone behind Michael King. Because if he goes 4 innings, you got 5 innings of someone else on the mound. Now, I understand the point. I get, does defense, let's be clear. Inherently, defense obviously matters, but it's a question of prioritizing. How much do you prioritize defense in an effort to win? I know how Mike Schill treats it. It's work to a large extent. I've made that point over and over again. So have we collectively. I'm just saying life is for living. You know what I mean? Every once in a while, it's September 9th against the Cincinnati Reds at home. You can put Jake Cronenworth at short, and you could put Luis Ariz at second. And if it doesn't work, that's okay. It's not October 9th. And here's the other point. If they're so unwilling to do it, why is Fernando Tatis Jr. at this hour, whether this means anything or not, taking ground balls at short? Because he is right now at Petco Park. Fernando Tatis Jr., that is breaking news, is taking ground balls at shortstop right now.
Let's get weird.
Is he going to be there for his defense?
I need Jackson Merrill to start taking ground balls at shortstop too. I need
Sheets at short.
Here's what I need. I need a line at shortstop of Jose Iglesias, Mason McCoy, Fernando Tatis Jr., Jackson Merrill, Manny Machado. Who else you got?
Xander, even with his boot.
Yeah, just Xander just out there for emotional support. And then and then you can have Schilt out there giving the guys hugs after every one of their.
Did you say
plays.
McCoy?
No, yes, I did say McCoy.
Have Schilt out there. No, here's what I want to do.
You just give them all hugs.
We're going to determine tonight's shortstop based on a series of activities. We're going to all bunt. So those 7 guys are going to bunt. They're all going to throw into a bucket. They're going to do the what was the guy's name? Amansky fielding drills from Sports Center in '89.
Yes.
We're going to do Doug Amansky fielding drills. We're going to bunt. And we're going to come up with a point system. And whoever wins in the point system of these activities is the shortstop. But so again, I'm not hell-bent on the idea that you can't put an emphasis on defense. I understand that there's value in defense, but I also understand that there's value in putting your best foot forward with your lineup.
I also like the fact that when he says that, oh, we value defense and ground balls, everyone there is like, oh yeah, okay, yeah. And I get it. I know what the scrum's like. You're just kind of like, can we just get this thing over with? And the last thing you want to do is get into it with Mike Schilt because everybody will just roll their eyes and it's like, oh, here we go again. Schilt can't answer a question without getting defensive. But it's like at the same time, the explanation that he's giving to not just the 10 media members that are in that dugout, but to the entire fan base that he's talking to, it just is easily you can easily go to the other side and go, well, actually, Mike, you could do this as well, and it won't hurt you.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I hope Michael King goes out there tonight and throws 90 pitches and throws 6 innings, and leads them to this big win. But also with Michael King out there, you kind of realize that
I'm going to count
how many times
score. I'm going to count how many times the ball goes to shortstop tonight when Michael King is out there.
Perfect. Count that. Short and second. How many of the plays are above routine, beyond
hard
routine?
Plays. Yeah. What plays tonight are deemed, I guess, hard plays to make?
Yeah, I don't even know. Count them.
Okay,
Count them.
I will.
I want you doing that. We'll get to the wrap on the other side. Kyle Glazer, who was part of that scrum, he asked the question about the embrace.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to hear from Kyle, who will join us coming up at 4:30. We'll get to the wrap on the other side. John and Jim, San Diego Sports 760 live on the iHeartRadio app. Hey guys, it is Schaefer, and there is no better time than now to get down to your local Toyota dealer with new vehicles arriving daily, including their most popular cars, trucks, and SUVs. So whatever kind of vehicle you're looking for, hurry into your Toyota dealer today, or make sure to head to Toyota.com. If you're looking for a great deal on a new Toyota, there you can check out all the latest offers, search inventory. Finding the Toyota that's just right for you starts at Toyota.com. Toyota's Beyond Zero lineup of electrified vehicles helps to create a greener planet. Toyota's Beyond Zero lineup supports a greener planet with a wide range of electrified vehicles, including hybrids, plug-in hybrids, and fully electric vehicles, or take each day further than you thought possible in a new Camry with its stylish looks that'll make an impression wherever you go. See your Toyota dealer today and discover what makes Camry legendary. There's no better time than now to get your local Toyota dealer. Get your local Toyota dealer today or Toyota.com. That's Toyota.com. Your Toyota dealers, we make it easy. Kyle Glazer will join us in about 12 minutes from Petco Padres Reds game 2. Padres looking for a 4-game win streak behind Michael King. So Kyle will join us in 12 minutes. Right now, though, let's get to this.
It's time for the wrap. Presented by Sombrero Mexican Food. Check out their website at sombreromex.com.
Who has a better future, J.J. McCarthy or Caleb Williams?
After one game,
That's hard to know.
very hard to know.
That's hard to know.
I like Ben Johnson, but again, that last night was his very first game as head coach. Kevin O'Connell is a more proven head coach in this league than Ben Johnson is.
Sure.
I would take J.J. McCarthy just for that point alone. Ben Johnson could become great, but also you got to think about this. Kevin O'Connell, he picked J.J. McCarthy. J.J. McCarthy's his guy.
Mm-hmm.
Ben Johnson didn't pick Caleb Williams.
That's interesting.
Now, he did go to the Bears knowing Caleb was the quarterback.
Good point, yeah.
But still, as far as like drafting and watching film and, that's my guy, he didn't pick Caleb.
It's interesting you say that. Listen, I'm not going to say based on last night that JJ's future is brighter than Caleb Williams. I think Caleb Williams can still be a very good quarterback in the NFL. I just think it's that elite franchise conversation that maybe you can have a conversation on that with Caleb. I mean, he's played 15 plus games now in the NFL. He's got to improve, obviously. I'm not willing to say J.J. McCarthy is a better quarterback than Caleb Williams, but I am willing to say, like, Caleb Williams doesn't look like Jaden Daniels to me. Next question.
Should Luis Arise be a bench piece this postseason?
No, he shouldn't. But when Xander's back, you put Xander at short. You know, who would you rather have at first base, Luis Arise or Ryan O'Hearn?
That's the thing. He may be a bench piece this postseason.
Could be.
Yeah. Based on what we're seeing here a little bit.
Yeah.
With first base belonging to O'Hearn.
If Xander doesn't return, there's no conversation here. It's not even an argument. Like, your shortstop is Jay Cronenworth.
Yeah, you're going to have to get that bat in the order against righties. Yeah.
But if Xander does return, then it's going to be an interesting conversation between O'Hearn and Arise going forward.
I think he will be a bench piece this postseason. I think they'll get Xander Bogaerts back. I think Luis Arise will be coming off the bench. That's my guess, based on the way they're putting O'Hearn at first more often here in September. Next question.
How important is it for the Padres to win the NL West?
Mike Schill was just asked this.
I know he was.
He would like to win it.
Shocker. Wow.
What if he's like, I'll be honest with you.
He's like, actually.
I'm trying to lay down here.
Well, here's the thing about winning the division, all right? The likelihood of you getting the 2 seed and a first round bye, kind of the percent chance of that happening is low. So if you got the 3, then we got to look at the paths, all right? If you're a 3, then you would be facing the 6, and if you move on, you'd be facing the Phillies.
Yep, 2.
If you're the 4, you also get a home playoff series, just like you would if you were the 3, against the 5. And if you move on, you would face the Brewers.
Mm-hmm.
And that would be your path, if you're a 3 or a 4, to get to an NLCS.
And you heard what I said last night on the wrap-up show. I mean, I think the division has value, but if you're just asking me seeding or path, just talking path, a little bit like an NCAA tournament conversation, I'm taking the 4 seed path over the 3 seed path. I'm not saying I don't want to win the division. I'm just saying if I could snap my fingers and put the Padres in a path, I'm putting them in the path that lines up with Milwaukee as opposed to Philadelphia.
Because you're getting the same thing as a 3 as if you're a 4.
No difference. Home wild card series. You host all 3 games.
Now, if I were to tell you, though, if they win the division and they're the 3, but if they lose the division, they're the 5, then there's no question they've got to win the division.
Absolutely. Different conversation. I completely agree with that.
But if it's between the 3 and the 4, they both are the same, except for the path that you go down. And I would choose the path of not having to face the Phillies potentially until the NLCS.
I just think it gives you, I don't know how much better of a chance to get to the NLCS, but I think it gives you a better chance.
Or the Dodgers, by the way. Like, the Dodgers win the division, and they're the 3, and you end up getting the 4 seed, okay? Then the earliest you'd face the Dodgers is the NLCS.
Yeah, it goes back to that conversation we've been having. Yeah, that's exactly right. So there's a lot of combinations still out there, including a world where the NL West winner and loser are the 3 and 6 seeds. It's less likely because the Padres have won 3 straight, but it's still possible. Next question.
What's Michael King's pitching line going to be tonight?
I'm going to go with 4 innings, 65 pitches, 1 earned run, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts.
How many innings did you say?
4 innings, 65 pitches.
I'll go 4 innings, 65 pitches. I think he goes 4. I think he finds a way to go 4.
You think he gets into the 5th?
No.
Like goes 4 and a 3rd?
No, I think they're going to be cautious because they should. You know, it's way more important his next starts than this start.
You don't think he gets into the 5th and he gets 2 outs and Schultz like, got to pull him because he loves pulling guys with 2 outs in an inning?
No. I don't. I know.
But
I don't think they force it is my point. Like, I think they want to end it on a high note.
Yeah, they have a pitch count in mind, and my guess is between 65 and 70 pitches.
I completely agree. And again, against the Reds at home, hopefully gives them an opportunity to go 4 innings. And by the way, I'm not going to go crazy if he went 3 2 third innings today or if he went 3 innings. Again, this isn't the postseason. He needs to build this back up. It's just you have a short window to do it.
Just stay healthy, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
Make your next start.
After his last start, where he only pitched 2 innings, no one was like, oh, man, he didn't look good. It was expected because he hasn't pitched in forever and his stuff was, rusty, and he still had good stuff but no one was sitting here being like, oh, he didn't pitch well. Like, of course he didn't pitch well.
Exactly.
But then he goes out and gets injured, and you're like, that's just the worst.
100%. All right, Kyle Glazer used to be with Baseball America, now Friar Territory Podcast. He's down at Petco Park. He was talking with Mike Schild earlier. He will join us with his thoughts on the NL West and the Padres on the other side. This is John and Jim, San Diego Sports 760, and live on the iHeartRadio app.
This update is brought to you by AutoZone. Get in the zone. Padres and Reds, game 2 of their 3-game series tonight at Petco Park. 6:40 first pitch. Michael King has been activated off the IL. He'll make his return to the rotation tonight for the Padres. Padres are still 1 game back of the Dodgers in the National League West. And NFL news of the day, the 49ers finally released kicker Jake Moody. Starting stronger starts at AutoZone, where they've got battery solutions in the form of free battery testing, free battery charging, and replacement batteries that fit your needs. That's what makes them America's #1 battery destination. Get in the zone, AutoZone.
I love the perspective of Kyle Glazer, Friar Territory podcast. I know he's down at Petco. We heard him in that media scrum with Mike Schild earlier. There's a lot to react to. Obviously, the NL West still to be decided. Postseason is coming. And the Padres, with much certainty, are heading to the postseason in 2025. So let's just start with Michael King tonight, Kyle, if you wouldn't mind. And we appreciate you taking time. I mean, the path to a deep run is contingent on a healthy Michael King. Would you agree with that they need King to look the part for a deep postseason run?
Yes, especially in the context of really you need the entire starting rotation to really be at its best in order for the Padres to make a deep playoff run. That means Yu Darvish being at his best. That means Dylan Cease being at his best. That means Michael King being at his best. Nick Pivetta has pretty much been at his best all year. But realistically, if you look at the path to the World Series for the Padres, it really only happens if the starting pitchers are as good as they can be consistently, start in and start out. We have not seen that from Darvish and Cease, and we need to see if Michael King can do it here over these final 3 or 4 starts before the postseason begins.
We've had a lot of discussions over the last, I want to say, month here about the Padres lineup, especially after they made all the trades and they brought in Ryan O'Hearn and Ramon Laureano. Now, Xander is out, so it changes the dynamic a little bit, but what are your opinions on the way Mike Schilt has presented his lineup recently? And what do you think the lineup should be for the Padres?
It's certainly a balancing act, putting the best potential offensive group in the lineup every day without sacrificing too much defensive ability. And look, you understand if you do have O'Hearn at first, Arise at second, Cronenworth at short, you are going to be sacrificing some defense. I will say that given the state of this Padres offense and how it really does not function to its optimal performance without having all of O'Hearn and Sheets and Arise in the lineup at the same time right now, you probably should make that trade. Trade a little defense for a little more offense. That said, it does depend on who's on the mound for the opposing team, who's on the mound for the Padres as well. Schilt talked about Michael King being a sinker slider guy. There's a lot of ground balls there. That's why you want Jose Iglesias at short. So I think in general, you do have to play a little bit to the matchup, both who you're facing on the mound and who you have on the mound. But I do think the default right now should prioritize offensive production, even at the expense of probably some of that infield defense, just given how much the Padres really have to fight and claw for every run they're getting. This is not a great offense.
Couldn't agree more. Kyle Glazer with us right now on John and Jim. So do I read anything into, I just saw on social media that Fernando Tatis Jr. is taking grounders at shortstop this afternoon, just for fun, or is there anything to be read into?
I will say that it is very, very, very common for outfielders to just come in and take some ground balls in the infield pregame. We will ask Fernando postgame if there's anything to it. I would not read anything into it just because, again, this is a fairly common occurrence throughout baseball. Outfielders coming in, taking some ground balls before heading out to their spot in the outfield. So we'll ask him postgame, but at this point, I would not read much into it.
What have you seen from Manny Machado lately? I mean, he has really struggled here. His numbers are not good.
Last 5
plus
games or so.
What have you
seen from Manny
with his recent struggles?
He looks like he needs a day off. On velocity, he's been diving at secondary pitches longer. It's not in his legs as much. I mean, this is exactly what it looks like when a guy is tired. There have been some hints that he's not physically 100%. That said, no one really is at this point in the year. And if where he is right now from either a physical, health perspective or a rest perspective, if this is where he is, then the Padres need to give him a day off. He takes a lot of pride in posting every day, and that's admirable and it's important. But what's more important is having the best version of Manny Machado on the field and particularly in the lineup for the Padres these final few weeks. And right now they're not getting that. He looks exhausted. He looks like he's not 100%. And at the bare minimum, he needs a day off.
It's an obvious question. We asked this about Michael King, their chances to win a World Series. Without Michael King, their chances to win a World Series and go deep into a postseason, if Manny Machado not going to perform, doesn't feel like it's very high, right?
Correct. Look, this is a Padres offense that we know needs the absolute maximum contributions they can get from Fernando Tatis Jr. and Manny Machado and Gavin Sheets and Ryan O'Hearn and Jackson Merrill and everybody. Because if one or two guys is not at their best, we have seen this offense becomes a 2-run per game offense, a 3-run per game offense. They need every single guy to be at their best. And if they're not, again, it's very, very hard to see the Padres scoring enough runs game in and game out against postseason caliber pitching staffs to have any sort of deep run.
Kyle Glaser with us right now on John and Jim. All right, well, you go down a path we've gone down a little bit. This is all theoretical. It has nothing to do with what winning the division means. Certainly, obviously, they want to win the division. But forget about that for a second. From a path perspective only, do you think the Padres are more advantageous to take advantage? Like, is it more advantageous to be the 3 seed or the 4 seed, where both of those teams are hosting wildcard series? The 3 winner gets Philadelphia, right, in a best of 5 as the road team. Yeah, you know what I mean. Doesn't have home field. And then the 4 seed, let's say, has Milwaukee, doesn't have home field advantage. Which is the preferred path?
I do think at the end of the day, the 3 seed, you're right. The Padres need to be home for the wild card series to have any chance of moving forward. We know that this is not a good team on the road. They're a great team at home. Division series, you hope they can split the first 2 on the road, come back to Petco and close it out. Mm-hmm. But the reason you want to be the 3 seed is because that gives you the greatest chance possible to have home field in an NLCS. And realistically, we know this is the Padres team that if they have to go on the road again and again and again, I mean, they're not going to be in a good position to win. So again, I understand the idea that maybe facing, Milwaukee and Philadelphia, what's more favorable. But big picture, you want to be the highest seed possible because that maximizes your chances of being home for the NLCS if you get there. And that's what the Padres need.
You also cover the Dodgers as well, and they have struggled here of late. Max Muncy out of that lineup has really just put this team in a nosedive. What is the problem with the Dodgers right now? From a Padres standpoint, I mean, it's like, hey, the Dodgers struggle. That's great. But they just do not look like themselves at all.
And they really haven't looked like themselves all year. Even on July 4th, when they had that 9-game lead over the Padres, I was covering this team a lot in May and June, and the same just focus has not been there all year for the Dodgers. A lot of talk has obviously been about the Dodgers and the stars they've amassed over the years, but they always played clean, fundamentally sound baseball. They were always one of the best defensive teams in baseball. They were one of the best base running teams in baseball. They rarely beat themselves. This year, they've been making errors left and right. They've been making outs on the base paths. Guys have not been hustling. And even some of the quality at bats have just been really, really bad. This is a team that is nowhere near as sharp as previous iterations of the Dodgers. And it's only gotten worse as the season's gone on. There's something not clicking with this team, and it hasn't really clicked all year. Even when they were quote unquote going well, it wasn't like previous Dodgers teams. And whatever the reason, whether it's something in the clubhouse, whether it's a World Series hangover, it's just not working great for the Dodgers right now, and the Padres have a prime opportunity to take advantage.
Kyle Glaser with us right now. So there was an article, I think, yesterday, Kyle, at ESPN, basically saying, is a team a real contender or not? And ESPN's authors theorized the Padres weren't because of their lack of slug. They basically boiled it down to their offensive power issues. The slug conversation, which we've had all year, we've seen teams win World Series that haven't been elite offensive teams. So can the Padres win with a lack of slug in the postseason or not?
They need to have some slug. Now, they don't need to be the 27 Yankees. Look, we know what this Padres team's formula for success is. It's getting great starting pitching, having the bullpen come in and lock games down. And this offense has some timely hits, runs the bases aggressively, and is able to scratch out enough runs to win. Now, this is a team that's going to win a lot of games 4-3, 4-2, maybe 5-3. This is not an offense that's going to score 7, 8, 9 runs per game. I think they do need to slug a little more than they have been, but that's not why they wouldn't reach the World Series. Really, what would hold them back is the inconsistency of their starting pitching recently, and if they have to go on the road. Look, we know that at home, this is a team that's playing at a 103 win clip On the road, they're playing at a 76 win clip. Without road success, that's what's going to stop them more than slugs. So I think, again, is it a concern? Yes, but it's not their main concern.
Who's the best team in the National League in your opinion?
I've been pretty consistent on this. I think the Phillies are the best team that is equipped to win the World Series. That said, the losses of Zach Wheeler and Trey Turner have certainly made them more vulnerable. The Brewers obviously are a great team that has had a great record over the course of the season. But if you look at it, they're only 11-12 in their last 23 games. They're starting to tire out a little bit. Some of their young starters have not been as effective down the stretch. I think the Brewers can be beat. We've talked about the Dodgers. The Cubs offense has completely disappeared. A lot of the NL contenders are looking pretty vulnerable right now. Really, at the end of the day, I do think the Phillies are the best team, but losing Wheeler and Turner absolutely hurts and certainly makes them not as good as they looked 2 weeks ago.
I'll put you on the spot on the NL West. These teams have been within a game or two of each other a lot here recently. Who's going to win the NL West?
I say this with zero conviction or confidence. I put it at Dodgers. I'd put at a 51% chance. Padres at a 49% chance. I think just like the Dodgers are ahead, you kind of have to give them a little bit of an edge. But look, the Padres right now, if they can keep getting their starting pitchers to give them consistently 5-6 innings, as we've seen them get these last 4 games after a stretch of not getting it at all, they're going to be in a much better position to overtake the Dodgers. And I think it's very, very feasible for them to do it. I would just like to see them do it because they've had lots of chances to overtake the Dodgers. And while they did it a couple times in August, they've been playing pretty poorly overall the last few weeks. So I'm going to give the Dodgers a slight edge. But again, I say that with very little conviction or confidence.
Well, I think it's completely fair. I almost wonder, Kyle will let you run. I go back to there's any game you could circle if you end up out, not winning a division by game.
You can circle the first game of the year if you want.
But I'm circling their 2-1 lead against the Dodgers a couple of weeks ago on the verge of a sweep behind Nick Pivetta. Now they ended up getting blown out. The Estrada came on, right, and struggled.
They
lost 8-2, 8-3. Yeah. But it'll be interesting to see if they finish within a game of each other. That felt like maybe a meaningful moment where you had Nick Pivetta on the mound, you're at home. They've been so good with him. They didn't win that game. This is so razor thin. That could be the difference. But there's so many examples, I guess. That could be the difference.
Certainly, but I think I would point more to the fact that they lose 2 of 3 to a Twins team that sold off at the trade deadline. They get swept at home by the Orioles. Then they get shut out in the opener at Coors Field against a horrible Rockies team. I think there are a lot of other games where they had plenty of opportunities and just lost to, frankly, terrible teams they shouldn't have lost to. I think that those are the games that I would look back on and hold as, probably being a little more responsible. But look, they have a chance to make up for it. Game 2 here against the Reds, if they can take care of business here and against the Rockies to finish off this homestand, they'll be in good shape. But they just have to show they can get back on track and start putting away bad teams like they did for most of the season.
Kyle Glazer, Friar Territory Podcast. Kyle, we always appreciate your perspective. It is terrific for us and our listeners. So thank you for doing it today. Enjoy the game.
My pleasure. Anytime, guys.
All right. Great stuff from Kyle. All right. We're going to switch gears here because we're going to do Trainwreck Radio. We have a great giveaway. Listen to this giveaway. $50 gift card to Ortega's for San Diego Restaurant Week. So if you call right now, one of you is going to walk away with a $50 gift card to Ortega's. Who doesn't want a $50 gift card for food?
I want incredible.
One. Jim wants one. So call 877-767-4760 if you want a free $50 gift card to Ortega's for San Diego Restaurant Week. Now, our first 2 callers will be contestants for trivia. So call, and one of our trivia contestants will walk away with a free, absolutely free $50 gift card to Ortega's for San Diego Restaurant Week. Again, 877-767-4760. You want to call right now. It's a great giveaway. Sunday, September 14th through Sunday, September 21st is San Diego Restaurant Week, featuring 100-plus restaurants from Oceanside to Chula Vista, offering variations of multi-course menus starting at just $30. The list of restaurants available at SanDiegoRestaurantWeek.com. We're giving away a $50 gift card to Ortega's. Call 877-767-4760. Trainwreck Radio. That's next. All right, San Diego Sports 760 congratulates all our $5,000 winners in iHeartRadio's Thank a Teacher powered by Donors Choose. There's still time for you to nominate a public school teacher making a difference, and maybe they'll be one of our next winners of $5,000 for their classroom. Help us say thank you to the educators shaping our future. Nominate your favorite teacher now at iHeartRadio.com/teachers.
It's funny how pretty much everybody feels the same way you do. And me too.
You know what? I don't think they do. You're saying because Kyle agreed that he'd go offense over defense.
Oh, well, no, but we've talked to other people that agree.
No, you're right. And I think fans like offense more than defense.
Of course they do.
You know what I mean? So I think there are people that agree, but I also think there's people out there that they believe strongly that in the Padres formula, it's like, let's get good starting pitching. Let's play good defense and let's rely on our bullpen. And I'm all for all of that.
Yeah.
But give yourself a little margin. You don't have to always win 3-2. Try winning 5-2.
Yeah.
Maybe it's better to win 5-3 than 3-2.
And I'm thinking to myself, why did you go with the lineup you did on Sunday? If you weren't going to do that lineup more.
Well, maybe because it wasn't a ground ball pitcher.
Cease?
All he gets is strikeouts. He's a strikeout walk pitcher.
Again, I'm gonna tally up how many times a ground ball goes to the shortstop or second base tonight.
I want to see you with a piece of paper, just do a full Roman numeral tally.
And this is, by the way, only for
King,
because once you get out of King, you're the bullpen. It's like all.
That's my argument tonight. That he's only going to throw 4 innings, so you can't make every decision based on his 4 innings when there's 5 other innings.
Yeah, you got to score runs to win a baseball game.
In fact, you have to score.
Now you also have to prevent the other team from scoring runs as well.
That's so true.
Yeah, and you have to have at least one more point than the other team.
So many points.
So many points.
How many points is a home run worth?
7. No, actually 6 because you got to kick the extra point.
How many runs did the Bills score in that game?
41.
41 runs.
That's a lot of runs.
Incredible runs.
A record.
Baltimore didn't get enough goals.
Yeah, exactly. All right, let's get to it.
All right, 3 questions, 2 contestants, 1 lifeline. Today's 2 contestants, we have Matt and we have Andrew. Matt, you called in first, so you have your choice of John or Jim. Who do you want to go with?
Let's go with John.
Smart.
All right, Matt and John. Andrew, you get Jim, okay?
Sounds good.
All right, Brent, what's the question of the day?
All right, guys, did you know the NFL started this weekend?
What?
When? It's coming up next week?
In a week from now?
Yeah, it already started.
Can't wait for the first game.
Who
plays the first
Thursday opener?
Yeah, dude.
I kind of like the Cowboys to upset in that one.
I like the Eagles. To win by
24-21.
Yeah, 24-20. 24-20.
Oh, it's 24-21, you idiot.
No, it's 24-20.
All right, guys, 9 quarterbacks
Maybe you're right.
threw for multiple touchdown passes. That's more than 1 this week. Today's question, name them. So we're looking for the 9 quarterbacks who threw for multiple touchdown passes in week 1.
All right. Quarterbacks with multiple touchdown passes in week 1.
Hold on, time out. I'm an idiot.
John's an idiot.
Because the final was the Eagles 24, Cowboys 20.
Yeah,
My bad.
moron. Andrew, you're up first. What is your first guess? You do have a lifeline if you want to use it.
Josh Allen.
Josh Allen. Good guess. Matt, you're up next. What is your first guess? You do have a lifeline if you want to use it.
Let's go with Jordan Love.
Jordan Love. Good guess. Andrew, back to you. What is your second guess? You have a lifeline if you want to use it.
Lamar Jackson.
Lamar Jackson. Good guess. There you go. Matt, back to you. What is your second guess? You do have a lifeline if you want to use it.
Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers.
A-Rod.
There are 4 of them. Andrew, to go 3 for 3 here, what's your final guess? You do have a lifeline if you want to use it.
Let's use a lifeline.
All right. Multiple touchdown passes, Brock Purdy. You take it. Take it.
Yeah.
Do you take it, Andrew?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, cool. There we go. Matt, you're going to need this to send this thing to overtime. What's your final guess? You do have a lifeline if you want to use it.
I do have someone in mind, but let's go use the lifeline.
I have a stone cold mortal lock.
Oh, really, John?
Because
football guy.
I am a football guy. because I watched last night and JJ McCarthy accounted for 3 touchdowns in the fourth quarter, which is the most ever by a rookie quarterback in week 1. So I know JJ McCarthy's on this list. Did you take him?
I was thinking Baker Mayfield, but
well, they both could be on the list.
Do whatever you want, man. Whatever you want, Matt.
all right, let's go with Baker.
Oh, he doesn't take my life.
Baker.
Unbelievable.
But
I appreciate it because you're right.
Baker's also
was I right?
Yeah. You were right.
You were right and wrong.
What do you mean I was right and wrong? He had 2 throws and 1 run.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
we don't care about the run.
Well, whatever. I knew he had 2 of the 3 he passed for, 1 of which he ran for.
Yes.
Lord. All right, what do we got now?
All right, so we're going to go to overtime. Brent, I want you to give us the rules of overtime and then the question of overtime, please.
All right, how overtime is going to work, guys, is I'm going to ask you another question. When I'm done asking the question, wait till I'm done asking it. You're going to yell out the name of your partner today, either John or Jim. Don't yell out your name. Whoever yells out the name of their partner first, you are either going to win the game by getting the question right or you're going to lose the game by getting the question wrong. Do you guys understand?
Yep.
Can I get 2 yups?
Yep.
Okay, thank you. All right, today's overtime question. Name any of the 2 teams playing this week on Thursday Night Football.
John.
I heard John.
What do you got, Matt? This upcoming week, right?
Yeah.
This upcoming week on Thursday Night Football. Who do you got?
Green Bay Packers.
Green Bay is correct.
There we go.
Because it's Packers Commanders. We talked about it yesterday. Wow, what a game.
What a game.
That was thrilling.
It was thrilling.
We get Jordan Love. We get Jaden Daniels.
We get Jordan Love. We get Jaden Daniels.
On Thursday. Dude, you sound like Jones.
Sound like John.
All right, who else is on this list? Shut up. Who else is on this list?
I didn't even say anything.
See, we're only missing.
Let me guess. Justin Herbert.
Yep.
Well, I'm missing 2, so that's now 1 if Herbert's on the list, right? Because we have 8 of the 9.
Math, yes.
2 touchdowns. Oh, this is going to sound very weird. Daniel Jones.
No.
Because he rushed for 2?
Wow.
Yeah, he ran.
Oh, wow.
I'll give you a hint.
All right.
He's going to be worthless in a month when Call of Duty comes out.
Oh, Kyler Murray.
That's right. Yep.
Okay.
That's right. He
There's
did
your
throw for
9.
2, yeah.
Those are the 9.
Wow.
All right. Well, congratulations to Matt.
Only 9 good quarterbacks in the league.
That's it. Everyone else is terrible.
Yeah, they all
JJ
suck.
McCarthy's a top 9 quarterback already.
Right. Exactly.
That's amazing. All right, Matt, you have won a $50 gift card to Ortega's for San Diego Restaurant Week. That's Sunday, September 14th through Sunday, September 21st, featuring 100 plus restaurants from Oceanside to Chula Vista, offering variations of multi-course menus starting at just $30 for a full list of restaurants. Visit san diego restaurantweek.com. All right, next hour, we have another giveaway for you. We'll share that with you on the other side. Plus, we're leading you up to Padres and Reds game 2 of a 3-game series. We've got you covered. We're here until 6 p.m. Hour 4 of John and Jim on San Diego Sports 760 and live on the iHeartRadio app is next.
This update's brought to you by Rapid Radios. Padres and Reds, game 2 of their 3-game series tonight at Petco. 6:40 first pitch. Michael King makes his return to the mound tonight for the Padres. Padres trailing the Dodgers still by 1 game in the National League West. Dodgers take on the Rockies later tonight up in L.A. And NFL news of the day, finally, the 49ers have released kicker Jake Moody. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. A great alternative to a mobile phone for a limited time. Go to rapidradios.com now for a 60% off and free UPS shipping discount. Add code radio and get an extra 5% off.
Your favorite pair, John and Jim.
If at the end of the year they go 90-72, that's a decent enough finish. 91, let's say. But they finish in a tie, which means they don't win the division. Like, there's going to be a lot of people getting bummed out by that. Doesn't mean they can't win.
I agree, but it's more or less what they do in the postseason than anything.
Oh, well, 1,000%.
The 2 seed, I don't think, is even a possibility. The 1 seed is completely out of reach. So it's looking like the likely scenario is you're in the wild card round.
Sure.
Now, live from the San Diego Sports 760 studios, it's John and Jim.
All right, San Diego and Southern California, what's going on? Final hour of John and Jim with you until 6 p.m. as Michael King makes his return. Pitch tonight for the Padres for the first time since a month ago today, August 9th, and just the second time since May 18th. And if you missed what Michael King had to say yesterday, you will hear from him coming up. We also have a giveaway, Jim, this hour. Okay? You might be asking yourself, well, what's the giveaway, John?
What's the giveaway, John?
It's a pair of tickets to see Billy Idol and Joan Jett, September 23rd at the North Island Credit Union Amphitheater.
Love it.
And tickets are available at Ticketmaster.com. And then, oh, wait, there's more.
More?
The Sombrero Lunch. We need to tell our listeners about
my goodness.
This Friday. Me and Jim, you could call it like John and Jim, like us, like our physical beings are going to bring you lunch.
Beings.
Like, it's not, well, it's one thing to be like, hey, we got you lunch from John and Jim.
They get sent to you.
Yeah, no. We're coming to your workplace.
Yeah. We're going to be showing up with Sombrero's Mexican food.
Yeah, all you got to do.
And feeding everybody.
You got to tell us if you want this giveaway because someone is going to win this giveaway for Friday at lunch.
Who wants the free sombreros on Friday
like
at work?
Platter. It's for you and your crew at work. It's like a platter. It's not just one meal. It's a platter. We'll hang. Presumably, if you want us to hang.
So yeah, if you want to hang out with us, or
yeah,
if you just want to say go F off and give me the food instead. But still.
No, we'll chill. I mean, yeah, we have a show later on, but we'll hang for 30.
Yeah.
So here's how to sign up to win. It's not really sign up. You just open the iHeartRadio app. Yeah. Okay, open the app right now. Search for San Diego Sports 760. Click that microphone icon. Tell us your name, where you work, and why we should bring you and your crew lunch from Sombreros on Friday. And don't mess with us. Be like, Manny Machado, Petco Park. I'm struggling. I need some sombreros, guys. But I mean, unless it actually is you, Manny.
You know, I figured out what Manny needs.
Sombreros.
No, something better.
Okay.
Sombreros is great. Don't get me wrong.
I like how you said, does he need Joan Jett tickets with Billy Idol?
No.
Even more?
No.
A hug?
He needs a hug.
Oh my gosh. Is this now the thing that every time they win?
I think that Mike Schilt needs to give Manny Machado just a big bear hug. Like a warm, cozy, like I feel safe type of hug.
Just in general or after a good moment?
After a good moment.
Well, the problem with that is he's going to need a good moment.
True. Or you know what? Screw it. If you want to just give him a hug, like if he just makes a play in the field, he comes in the dugout, you see Schilt just standing there at the top step. They go down together and they just have a warm embrace, just a long hug.
Has Schilt typically...
Schilt puts his head on Manny's chest.
Has Schilt been hugging
like 6 seconds?
Other people?
I haven't really paid attention. The only reason why it just was like right in front of my face last night is because it was right in front of everybody's face last night.
I mean, he did it on field after the...
And it wasn't just like a short little hug. It was a long hug. We've talked about it at length today. We've had... we've broken down a hug.
He was asked about it. Can you find it again, Brent? Huggate? Because Kyle Glazer was just with us. Did we ask about the hug?
No.
I mean, what could we really have said?
Yeah, I think we might have asked about the hug, but their team is just huggers. He likes to hug. And I think Manny Machado needs a hug right now. Like, I think he needs a hug in front of a camera. Because the one thing that I think Mike Schilt likes is to do things in front of cameras.
No, I don't think that was for the camera, dude.
Well, you know what, John? I don't think he
wouldn't let go of Fernando Tatis Jr.
I know. I'm just saying.
You want that on camera?
I'm saying the camera's there. He knows when he's on. Just saying.
I mean, this hasn't made him like a more likable figure.
No, he's not. It's not for me, especially. This does not make him a likable
I just
figure.
found it awkward.
Exactly. I found it weird and a little interesting that
if they won the World
he was
Series,
embracing Tatis like he just.
No, if they won the World Series, you should be hugging all day and night.
Just everybody hug.
But this was
if he starts handing out kisses, then I'll be worried.
This is game 1 against the Reds. Here, listen to the interaction here.
Like obviously last night after the walk-off sac fly, a long embrace from Tatis Jr., a long hug. What was sort of the emotion behind that moment?
Just happy for him. I'm happy for all our guys. We're a group that loves each other, and we're huggers here. So when we guys do something that's really cool and get a chance to have success in a game that's really hard, you want to embrace him and appreciate him.
Now the one thing that you have to also look at too is, Fernando's had a pretty up and down season, right? He's not had a year where you can look at it and go, that's Fernando Tatis Jr. at the plate when you just look at his numbers.
So he needed a hug?
Maybe.
And if the answer is yes, they should have hugged him May 28th.
Maybe they're like, hey, dude, you did something well. Let's reward you with this hug.
Toddy isn't sitting around every night. Like, what's it going to take for me to win over like Mike Schilt's affection?
I just can't get over the fact that, like, look, I'm not saying you can't hug God. Like, dude,
no,
absolutely.
I'll hug.
I'll hug anybody.
Typically a shorter length of time.
I'll hug anybody. Hugs are great. The one thing that I can't get over is like the length of the hug and the fact that Schilt like laid his head to rest on Toddy's like shoulder.
Have we timed it with a stopwatch like how they timed the throw?
Get your phone out.
I think it's a 5.5 second hug.
Get your phone out. I got it.
They time like catchers down to second.
Darren posted it last night, so I have it right here. But I need you to get your stopwatch out. Ready?
Okay. Well, let me see it.
No, I got it. Get your stopwatch out.
I have the stopwatch, but I need to see it because I need to know when to start it.
All right, here we go. Ready?
Well, no. You can't say ready and start it. Is that?
No, I'm showing you.
You say 3, 2, 1, go, and go is the start.
3, 2, 1. Watch the film and then do it on your own.
3, 2, 1. Oh, I see.
There we go. Here we go. Here we go.
God. 5.20 seconds is an unbelievable amount of time.
Do you want to hug for 5 seconds?
I have never. And again, to your point, if you like, I'll hug family, but 5.2 might be aggressive.
Here,
even with family. No, I'm not hugging you on camera right now for 5.2 seconds.
I want to see how long it is because I need to feel.
So
I need to feel like the awkwardness of it.
No,
I need to feel the awkwardness of it.
You really want to do it?
Yeah, dude. Okay, hold on.
This show has lost its bearing.
Hold on. Let me just move the camera over here real quick.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I feel like I like. What are you doing?
Okay.
We're gonna hug camera into the hallway, by the way.
And we need you to
your
time
camera's
it.
that way.
I know. We're gonna stand over there.
You can't leave the mic.
It's okay. Brent, just do a play-by-play of us hugging.
Can you?
They're standing up to hug.
We're gonna hug it out. We're gonna hug it out. We're hugging it out.
Okay, hold on. How do we know the length?
You can count. Just count.
No, Brett, you stop it, and tell us when to stop.
I'll give you a countdown.
Hold on.
No, this is gonna end up on like.
I got it. Okay.
I can't do it.
Okay. Brent, you got it?
Yeah, I got it.
Ready? Come here.
You have to stand in the camera.
Okay, wait.
Both of you.
Okay, no. Wait, ready? 1, 2.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Dude, that's so long. That's such a long hug.
John was pulling away after like 2 seconds.
That's so long.
It's so long, dude.
That's so long. That's such a long hug.
It's way too long, man.
Oh,
right. When's the last time you had a hug of that length? Ask yourself that.
Honestly, I don't even know if I've hugged
It's like
Aaron
in like the kitchen.
And I just messed up the camera. But you know what? I don't think I've hugged somebody for like that long.
That's why it seems like they should hand out, like something you might give your wife for like your anniversary. Oh, here, honey, here's a coupon with, a thing for a free hug or something like that. I feel like Schulte's passing out free hug coupons and
Dude, I
stuff like
blacked
that.
out 3 seconds in there. That was very long.
3 seconds in, John was like pulling
This
away.
was like,
I'm like,
and to your point, we didn't do the head on shoulder.
No, we kind of just were like,
and also we were both wearing shirts.
I was not taking my shirt off for that.
Johnny was topless.
I was not taking my shirt off for that one. Oh
What was our
my
point here?
gosh. I don't
Manny
know.
now needs one. Maybe every time they win now, somebody's getting hugged.
That's a new swag chain.
I just felt very
Group
awkward.
hug.
That was your idea, dude.
I know, but I needed to feel it. Like I needed to feel what that moment was like last night.
I mean, I think it was even more. Last night was more of an embrace.
That was, yeah, we didn't like fully go. We were kind of like,
we spent like 30 minutes on this last night. Someone in the comments on the wrap up show was like, why are you guys like making it out to be such a big? We're not. We're having fun. We have no issue with
here's the thing.
We have a 4-hour show.
We have a 4-hour show.
So we're now willing to hug on camera for the 4-hour show.
I need to get some content here. All right. And if we're gonna spend
video
30
of the hug,
if we're gonna spend 30 minutes on a hug,
can I screenshot the hug and put it on? We need to put that on social media.
I need to see
Screenshot the hug.
What if we didn't even get at the hug?
The hug had to be on camera. Brent was probably.
Well, we'll find it out.
Okay, you'll find it. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. After a hug game, we're gonna hear from Michael King on the other side of a break. Also coming up on the other side of a break, why don't we give away these
That
Billy
hug,
Idol?
man.
It was very long. We're going to give away Billy Idol and Joan Jett tickets on the other side of this break. We're going to hear from Michael King, who starts tonight for the Padres game 2 of a 3-game series. We have Jim's back page still ahead. Again, we're giving away that lunch with John and Jim. We can hug you. Is it awkward?
It's not only awkward, it freezes.
Oh, it froze?
Well,
That's
like
perfect. It'll last forever.
Look, it's a hug. It's hugging.
Terrible. All right, we're going to hear from
This
Michael
place-
King coming up
oh.
next. John and Jim, San Diego Sports 760 live on the iHeartRadio app. I didn't necessarily expect today's show to go in the manner in which today's show has gone, but
no,
that's the beauty of live radio.
I did not expect to hug you for 5+ seconds.
About 5.2-ish, yeah.
Maybe longer, but still, that was a long time.
And honestly, watching it back on video, the camera froze for 3 seconds, so you can't even see how long it was.
Stupid camera.
That happened. Okay, here's what I want to do. We're going to give away these Billy Idol tickets coming up in a few minutes with Joan Jett. I want to hear from Michael King. Okay, he's starting tonight. He spoke with the media yesterday. It's just about 2 or 3 minutes with Michael King preparing for tonight. We haven't seen him in 1 month. It's been 1 month to the day. Prior to that, it had been May 18th. Here was Michael King with the media.
How are you feeling and where are you at with the knee and how it's feeling right now?
Feeling very good. Got through 5 innings on Thursday. Feel like I'm ready to go.
The discomfort gone or are you just kind of managing it now? Or?
It's good.
Okay, all right.
It feels good.
What is it that tells you you're ready to go?
Command, velo, recovery, movement of pitches, all that kind of stuff. I was able to make 1 pitch adjustments in my delivery, which is something that I haven't done for a while.
Was it a big deal to do some things like getting off the mound, some
of course
fielding?
Yeah. So I mean, obviously fielding your position is part of pitching, and I wanted to be confident doing that. And we mixed in some like coaches hit PFPs, but there were also some natural. I got to feel it a bunt. There was a swinging bunt, different stuff like that. It was good.
I know you would have liked to be here all year, right? But what does this timing do for you? Do you feel like there's still a good ramp-up time? Should you guys make the postseason at all?
Sure. Yeah. It was a frustrating year for sure. Yeah. Being on the outside looking into a very, very winning team is fun to watch, but also I get very jealous. Honestly, I just really want to try to contribute as much as I can in these next 2 months, and hopefully we're victorious at the end.
You said 2 months, so you obviously have plans for the season to go on. Like, you want to come back, you want to do well in every single one, but is it also kind of a build-up to being really good that 4th or 5th start?
I think that's why I did an extra IVP. I probably was fine to pitch in a game, but now there's expectations of winning every time out. So I'm going to hold myself to that standard where I'm winning ball games every time I go out there, and I don't want any of these to feel like a rehab outing or feel like I'm just getting my feet under me. I'm sure there will be growing pains, but I gotta do my job, and that's what Schulte's asked me to do.
And you expect to be by the postseason? Michael King pitched in the last postseason?
Tomorrow will be that way too. So, we 18 games left, 19 games left, whatever it is. So, I'm just trying to be that guy for however many games we got left.
Michael, what were some of the biggest challenges for you during this IL stint, both mentally and physically?
It was definitely hard to swallow coming back and only getting 1 outing. That stinks. But and it's the same thing where I see my boys out there grinding, and I feel like I haven't been able to participate. So I just wanted to make sure that I was ready to go, and now just contributing as best I can.
How's excited are you?
Very excited. I feel very healthy. So it's fun to be a part of this team and play the game I love. So I'm very excited.
Is it different from how you see when you started?
Can you say it? Sorry. Probably a little bit. I felt like I was still kind of grinding through some stuff then, and we're also getting to that crunch time. So it's game time, you know.
As you've worked your way back from the knee, is it how you're feeling in the outing? Is it more of a recovery thing that you've had to kind of get through? What exactly has been kind of the
knee's good to go. Knee's good to go. I wouldn't worry about it. We'll be good.
Knee's good to go. Wouldn't worry about it. Everything's great. Hug it out.
It's good to hear on the knee. Yeah, hug it out.
You know what I need, by the way?
Hug the knee.
I need them to just lean into this now. I need after he takes a pitcher out, he hugs the game.
When he takes the ball?
Yeah. Instead of taking the ball.
Hey, you went 2/3 of an inning, allowed 3 runs and blew the lead. Just give him a hug. There, embrace.
Like I need after someone hits a home run, I need everyone just to hug.
I don't hate it.
When Niebla goes out to have a pitcher's meeting, he just go out there and hug him.
No, group hug.
Group hug.
The infield.
Group hugs.
Like
just embrace it. Go full hug mode. They're huggers.
Yeah, I know. He did say that today.
You know, that'd be kind of it would be great to watch if they just all just started hugging each other after everything.
Do you think this is something we'll look back on as a turning point moment?
The hug?
Yeah.
Tatis just hits like 7 home runs.
He just goes on a
final
complete
18
tear.
games.
And the Padres just go 16-2 down the stretch.
All because
win
of
this division going away.
All because of the hug.
It might be because of Michael King, potentially, who he's lined up to start 4 times. 18 games. He can make 4 starts. So I think by the end of the 3rd or 4th start, we'll have an indication of whether he's Michael King. I mean, he's Michael King, but whether he looks like the Michael King we've seen on the mound. So he's a big part of it. Manny, maybe what does Manny's numbers look like post hug? What do King's numbers look like post hug?
Well, do you think tonight after King comes out of the game, he gets a hug? He'll get hugs, right? Like as
maybe,
in plural.
Maybe he could.
And I'm not talking like quick bro hugs. I'm talking like warm, embraced, like cozy hugs.
I don't know, dude. I don't even know what we're talking about anymore. You know what? We spent so much time on the hugs that we haven't even mentioned. Last night, we mentioned Brent on the wrap-up show. This is something that has kind of gotten to me. If you watch Mike Schill's post game,
we're just fully off the train track here.
When you watch he always has a Dasani bottle next to him, but it's always filled to the absolute top. He'll always take the cap off, and it's filled to the absolute top. And
as you know, he has the driest mouth ever.
He'll take the smallest little.
Like,
sip. I actually spent more time yesterday on the Dasani bottle, I think, than we spent on the hug. But I think the hug is actually the lead.
The hug is the lead. The Dasani bottle is more of like a you thing.
Yeah. Although we were cracking up. I listened back to it. We were cracking up on that last night.
Maybe they're a sponsor though. Like how some
they must be.
some colleges like Coca-Cola will be a sponsor. So then at the presser, whether they drink it or not, they'll have like 2 bottles of like Coke products sitting on the table for everyone to look at.
100%. Well said. All right. So here's what I want to do. Let's give away some of these tickets that we have right now. We've got plenty of giveaways here today. So call right now. Caller 3, you're going to see Billy Idol and Joan Jett. This is September 23rd. So that's 2 weeks from tonight. 2 weeks from tonight at the North Island Credit Union Amphitheater. If you want 2 free tickets to see Billy Idol and Joan Jett, 2 weeks from tonight, call 877-767-4760. Free tickets, North Island Credit Union Amphitheater. Tickets and info at Ticketmaster.com. But that's 2 weeks from tonight. We have free tickets for caller number 3. Call right now, 877-767-4760. That's 877-767-4760. Jim's back page is still ahead. We'll tell you about, again, our lunch giveaway coming up for Friday. Getting you ready for Padres and Reds game 2 as well at 6:40. This is John and Jim, San Diego Sports 760 and live on the iHeartRadio app.
All right, so it's brought to you by Rapid Radios. Padres and Reds, game 2 of their 3-game series tonight at Petco Park. Michael King makes his return to the mound tonight, coming off of the IL. For the Padres, Alec Jacob has been recalled to the minors, and the Padres are just still 1 game back of the Dodgers in the National League West. Dodgers take on the Rockies tonight in LA. And NFL news of the day, finally, the 49ers have released kicker Jake Moody. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. A great alternative to a mobile phone for your kids. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com now for 60% off and free UPS shipping. Add code radio and get an extra 5% off.
Jim, I have a question about the sombrero giveaway. I'll ask you on air.
Okay.
What if you work from home? Are you eligible? Because this has been asked. What if you work from home is the question. Will we come to someone's physical home and do lunch with them?
You're asking me?
Well, Brent, I think might actually be asking.
I don't know.
I mean, are we going to go in there, like walk someone's dog and hang out with their kids?
I don't know.
I kind of think that would be fun. You'd rather go to a workspace than inside someone's residence?
Probably. Yeah, probably.
You'd feel odd in someone's home, potentially?
It depends on who it is.
Okay.
I don't know. It's a good question. I'm not the person that knows all of the answers here.
I thought you kind of were, truthfully.
No.
Because this Friday, we're bringing someone Sombrero's Mexican food for lunch.
Yes, we are.
Okay. So here's how you can enter to win. Open the iHeartRadio app right now. Tell us your name. Now, you got to use the talkback mic. So open the iHeartRadio app. Search for San Diego Sports 760. There's a little red microphone icon. Tell us your name, where you work, and why we should bring you and your crew lunch on Friday. Now, would you have a crew if you work from home?
Technically, no. Unless you had like a family.
Like your husband, wife, kids. Okay, Brent's actually checking on it. Okay. Because I feel like a lot of people work from home.
John will even
surprise Aaron.
And John will even give you a hug.
Yeah, I could do that. Not for 5 seconds.
No.
For 10.
No, just quick.
10
The
seconds.
whole
quick.
meal.
Just a very quick one. Okay, so we'll find out an answer for that, but you can qualify right now to win that lunch. We will come to your workplace. Open the app, search for San Diego Sports 760, and tell us again your name, where you work, and why we should bring you lunch this Friday. Courtesy of John and Jim and Sombrero's Mexican Food. They've been serving up San Diego-style Mexican food for over 40 years. Where were we? I had some. Oh, Brent says yes. Brent says yes.
We'll come to your home. Wow. If you work from
I was
home.
told that's fine.
An interesting development.
Wow. If you work from home and you win the John and Jim lunch from Sombrero's Mexican Food, then we'll come to your house.
Now it's almost like you have to even have a job. Because you could just be like, yeah, I work.
I'm
a YouTuber.
Now, again, you have to be living in San Diego County.
Right. We're not driving to Dallas.
Please don't have us drive all the way to Temecula or.
If you're in the furthest point of the county.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, if you win, you win,
It's true. If you win, you win.
I'm looking at Jeff Sanders' pregame article here, okay? Because the Padres are playing tonight.
They are?
Let's see. Zach Littell, so they got him at the deadline from the Rays. Tonight's starter for the Reds.
Yeah, he's a guy that the Padres were looking at in the offseason.
I remember that. So since they've gotten him, though, it's been very blah. It's got a 4.78. Guess what? He has allowed the most home runs in baseball.
So
okay,
hit home runs tonight?
My point is, don't be scared to run into 1 or 2 tonight.
Or 3.
You're facing a guy that has allowed the most home runs. Now, did he beat the Padres earlier this year? He did.
It's so funny. We have all this conversation about the lineup, and I get it. It's a conversation that needs to be had.
And it never ends.
It will never
end.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, the lineup construction isn't a big talking point if Manny Machado and Fernando Tatis Jr. and Jackson Merrill are performing, right?
If they are performing, yeah.
If they are performing.
Yeah.
And they're winning games. If they win, dude,
it's all good.
Put Manny in the 9s hole. Who cares? Well, I get
right.
I'm being obviously over dramatic here, but you get my point of hey, you win games, we're not sitting here talking about the lineup nonstop.
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't play well, then the lineup will be talked about.
Yeah, I mean, maybe we lean away from it to your point. I would say, well, listen, they've got this really favorable schedule. But like Kyle Glazer was with us an hour ago, and he's like, they might not win this division because they lost 2 out of 3 to the Twins, and they were swept by the Orioles, and they got shut out by the Rockies, all within 1 week.
That's a good point. Yes.
So, and you're right. Winning cures, winning heals. You're more willing to trust the man. If they rattle off a 14-3 stretch, they've done it twice. It's not impossible. They're 3-0 in their last 3 games. If they rattle that off, then there's less criticism of everything.
Aren't they a sub 500 team if you take away their 14-3 start of the season?
No.
What was the stat that you told me the other day?
They were 1 game over.
1 game over.
Yeah, but now they must be higher than that with it.
So
What's the record?
79 and 60. Hold on.
79 and 65. So if you take away 14-3, they would be 65 and 62 since that moment.
Wow.
Since that game ended.
Wow.
To get to 14-3. So they've been fine.
Even with another 14-3 stretch in there.
They're 65 and 62 and 3 days ago, before the 3-game winning streak in Colorado, they were 62 and 62 for 124 games. Think about that.
Wow.
124 games they played this year, dead even.
Well, that's how baseball kind of works.
That's how it works because it's a game of runs.
Yeah,
or a sport of season-long runs.
Yeah, you can break down any point of any season and be like, oh, they won 62 games here and they won 62 games there. Because
you're right.
At the end of the day, the best teams in baseball lose 65 games.
Yeah, roughly like
60 or 65
Who's
games.
pacing? Is Milwaukee still have the best record in the sport or just the National League?
No, they have the best record in the sport.
And their record is what?
Their record is 89 and 56. So they're going to lose 9 more games.
Well, I was going to say, are they going to win 100 games?
They could.
They might not, though.
But the point is, they'll lose 60. They'll win 60,
and they'll lose 60. Right. Even the best team is going to lose 60.
What you do in there, the 42.
Right.
That determine your season. And
Yeah,
I bet you if you look at if you take a 42-game stretch for the Brewers, they're probably incredible.
And then you take their recent 23. Didn't Kyle say they're 11 and 12 in their last 23?
Yep.
So you're right. Even historically good team. Now, again, some of the historically good teams maybe you wouldn't say it about, but your point's valid.
Yeah.
I mean, shoot, the Dodgers since July 3rd are 7 or 8 games under 500.
Yeah, they've been awful.
And the season's going to end in 18 games. They'll likely finish their year from July 3rd until the postseason under 500. The Dodgers, their entire second half, they will finish with a losing record. Yet they'll enter the postseason as the odds-on favorite to win the World Series.
Now, they face the Giants for 7 games coming up here. Their schedule is tough.
Yep.
After these 2 games with Colorado, by the way, they didn't handle the Rockies last night.
Well, they didn't allow a hit
until Tanner Scott came in. Tanner Scott's awful, by the way.
Right.
He's awful. He's going to cost them into the postseason.
Weren't they throwing a no-hitter and losing as late as the 6th inning?
They were. They had 1 hit as a team in the 6th inning, and they were losing 1-0. And they were throwing a no-hitter.
They were throwing a no-hitter at home against the Rockies. That would have been the most amazing result ever.
They scored a run in the 6th, and they scored 2 more in the 7th. They won 3-1.
Yeah, they allowed a run. Right, or they allowed a hit in the 9th.
Tanner Scott allowed a hit in the 9th.
The second time in a week, they took a no-hitter into the 9th.
Right. And they almost
they're
1-1
in this game.
They're 1-1. And they almost lost this game, too, last night. Because Tanner Scott gave up a hit in the 9th. Tying run came to the plate.
I mean, it's like Kyle said. He's like, I can't put my finger on it, but something clearly isn't what it was.
No. And look, that's great. If you're a Padres fan, take it. And hopefully the Dodgers stumble and they continue to stumble and you take advantage. You know, we kind of just been trying to speak this into existence, like take advantage, take advantage, take advantage. And hopefully there will become a moment this year in the regular season and the postseason, if they were to meet, where they take advantage.
Today, are you signing up for Padres Dodgers today, or would you prefer a path that doesn't include the 2 teams playing?
Well, you got to tell me where the seeds are, like where they land,
where they meet. You're saying a 3-game wildcard series at Dodger Stadium as opposed to a 7-game NLCS that goes back and forth.
Like if you were to tell me right now that they both finished 3 and one's the 3 seed, one's the 5 seed, I would say, yeah, I would take a postseason matchup right now because that would mean they would meet in the NLCS.
Right, but you're saying you wouldn't want them to meet like in the wild card series?
No, because that would mean that one of them, The Padres either be the 6 or the 3.
You take that right now as the 3. You're the 3. You have the Dodgers at home in a best of 3. You take that right now?
Sure. Yeah.
I think you take that right now,
right
knowing
now.
that they have not played the Dodgers well.
I take it right now, knowing that you're the 3, you won the division, and you have home field.
They did just take 2 out of 3 from LA.
Beggars can't be choosers.
And to win a World Series, by the way, you're going to have to play perceived good teams. I don't even know how good the Dodgers are.
Yeah.
But you're going to have to beat good teams.
If you want to be the best, you got to
be the best. Beat the best.
Well, if you want to be the best, you got to
beat the best.
There you go.
The truth is it's very rare when you avoid good teams in postseasons.
You're not
going to happen a
all,
little.
You can't just be like, oh, we don't want to face this team. No,
Yeah.
You face who you face. They're all good teams.
Mm-hmm.
And you just go out there and play ball. And then after you're done, you hug it out.
I don't think it happens 3-6.
I don't either.
I don't think they're going to hug on field.
I don't think either of those teams are falling to the 6th seed. I think it's going to be either the Mets or potentially the surging Giants, who are.
That's insane.
Right now, as it stands, if the Mets lose to the Phillies, which I think they're trailing in this game, last time I looked up at the TV, they're trailing the Mets, they're trailing the Phillies 4-1 in the bottom of the 7th inning.
So the Phillies are winning.
Correct.
Okay.
The Giants play the D-backs tonight at 6:45.
Mm-hmm.
If that score holds
and the Giants win,
they are 2 back
with 17 to play.
With 17 to play of a playoff spot.
Who's got a tiebreaker?
I don't know.
But that's going to be interesting too.
And also the Reds are playing for something as well. They're 4 back. So if the Mets lose tonight and the D-backs beat the Giants, then the D-backs are 3.5 back. And then same thing with the Reds. If the Reds beat the Padres tonight and the Mets score holds, then the Reds would be 3 back.
If the Mets miss out on the postseason to one of these teams, Giants, Reds, Diamondbacks, whomever, Cardinals,
fire everybody, right?
Can you imagine? I mean,
the tank's going to a blood vessel's going to pop in his forehead.
Exactly.
I'm kind of scared for him.
But here's the good news. As we sit here today, the Padres have a 6-game lead on a playoff spot. They're much closer to first place, for example, 1 game, than they are to missing out.
Exactly.
6 games right now. All right, we'll take a timeout. Jim's back page is on the other side. This is John and Jim, San Diego Sports 760, live on the iHeartRadio app. All right, final time. John and Jim, San Diego Sports 760. San Diego FC, by the way, back on the pitch Saturday night when they play Minnesota United. Snapdragon Stadium. You can hear the match live Saturday night at 7 right here on San Diego Sports 760. You're home for SDFC. Speaking of
You're
playoffs,
home for the first place in the Western Conference, STFC.
That's what I was going to say. Speaking of playoffs, talking about playoffs.
Playoffs.
San Diego FC has 5 matches remaining. They're in first place by 5 points. So more than a game clear of Minnesota, but Minnesota's in second. You talk about a big match. San Diego, Minnesota, Saturday night.
It's a massive one.
Yeah. With 5 to play, that's huge.
It's on the road. It's on the road, right?
It says Snapdragon.
Oh, it's just kidding. I was going to say, if it's on the road, they're taking their 7-game road winning streak with them.
But what if it's at home?
Then they're not doing that then.
They win that match. They got a really good shot at the 1 seed in the West.
Yep. And the Supporters Shield, correct, right?
Yes. In the Eastern Conference, Philadelphia has 1 more point than San Diego, and they have played the same number of matches. So you're exactly right. Huge match Saturday.
Huge match.
Absolutely huge. All right, let's get to it.
Kyle Schwarber just hit another home run.
His 50th, right? Or does he have more than that?
No, it's 50.
He's 50th?
Yeah, his 50th.
Wow.
He's equaled the Padres team.
Kind of. Like half of the Padres total.
Kind of, yeah.
Kyle Schwarber. Sonic, John, is extending their buy one, get one double Sonic Smasher deal through September 28th.
Oh, are they?
Sonic is serving up one of the best fast food deals this month with its buy one, get one double Sonic Smasher promotion running now through September 28th. Customers can take advantage of the offer once per week by ordering through the official Sonic Drive-In app, making it an easy way to score extra value on of the chain's most popular burgers. The deal highlights Sonic's continued push to reward loyal app users while keeping fans coming back for bold flavors and big savings. I do like me some Sonics.
Sonics or Sonic?
Sonic. I just say plural, like Sonics.
Yeah, you can't.
He likes them all.
I like Sonic.
Oh yeah, you like Sonics. That makes sense. Like you like them.
I like them.
Yeah, okay, that actually makes sense.
Right.
What do
you think of that?
I think I'm going to check it out after work. That's what I think.
Oh, okay. The Girl Scouts of America, John.
Yeah.
We're getting close to Girl Scout cookie season.
Isn't that all year?
It's more or less, I feel like, towards like the Halloween time, like the fall.
Okay.
But anyway, Girl Scouts of America, they're debuting a new cookie for the 2026 season.
For the 2026 season.
That's what it says here.
What is it?
It's called the Explore Moors.
Okay, so it's a s'mores theme.
It is yes. It's basically taking the place of the discontinued s'mores flavor cookie.
They didn't go Dubai chocolate. They didn't want to play like a trend.
Wait, what?
They didn't go
$20
Dubai.
a box.
They didn't go Dubai
Oh,
chocolate $69.99.
No. It's a new Rocky Road ice cream inspired sandwich cookie made with chocolate, marshmallow, and almond flavors.
I like what's it called? What's the one in the purple box?
Oh, is it the coconut? No.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it's so good.
What's it called? It's got a distinct word. Gosh.
What are
on the tip of my
What are the
tongue.
Girl Scout cookies?
What are they called?
Well, they have different names.
Samoas.
Oh, give me a Samoa.
They have different names depending on the region, though.
I know, but you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
The Samoa.
I like the peanut butter sandwiches or the peanut butter patties. Those are my 2 favorite.
Okay.
Mint, you can throw those away.
They're all right, but
I
I'm
don't like chocolate mint. I don't like
Throw
anything.
those away.
You can throw those away. But the Samoas,
So good.
so good. And finally, we didn't talk about this, but you saw the Phillies Karen fan take the baseball away from the kid, right?
But then the Phillies came back and gave the kid all these things.
Yes, they did.
Met players.
Yeah. But now a trading card company, John.
No.
Blowout Cards.
Okay.
Is offering this woman $5,000 in exchange for the baseball, but with a catch.
What's the catch?
She must sign it and inscribe, quote, "I'm sorry."
So she gets, wait, she gets $5,000. She inscribes, "I'm sorry," and then the ball goes.
Then this blowout cards company takes this ball, and I'm sure they'll probably like auction it off.
$5,000 is not. I don't think so.
According to their website, the offer is official and the price is firm. If the offer is accepted, Blowout Cards will give the ball back to the boy who is identified as a 10-year-old named Lincoln Feltwell. And so, yeah, basically what they want to do is they want to get the ball back to the.
And she gets $5,000 out of it.
Yeah.
She allegedly released a statement where she came out and was playing the victim and how, oh my God, the treatment I'm getting online was so awful. And I only flipped those people off in the stands because they were so mean to me.
I will say this. Even though she is like the worst type of person to do that, I don't know if I want to like ruin someone's life over that.
I mean,
she ruined her own
Here's
life.
the thing. I was going to say, you're right in that, but it's hard. The internet takes on a life of its own.
It does. You can't
so
stop it.
You can't stop it. I agree with you. In a vacuum,
like people
of
were,
course you're not going to ruin someone's life.
People were posting her like address.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, she got fired.
And
she was fired
She's
from
fired?
She was like an administrator at a school.
Okay.
You can't be an
that's
administrator
a
at
little far.
school
Little
and
far.
flipping off people and stuff like that. You know, if you guys did that, you'd
That's
probably
like
get fired too.
No, that's like a gym. That's like a raise for Jim.
Yeah, but you're not teachers though.
Exactly.
You don't work with children. So
Yeah, they love you if you go
I do.
viral here. It doesn't matter. Well, you get to like keep it within guidelines, but if you go viral in this company,
Oh yeah, just like tag.
oh man, they'll give you a giant email that says thanks.
No, I mean, listen, like we just said, I mean,
Good job.
The internet has a life of its own. There's certain things you can't control. Nobody goes to a baseball game thinking they're going to be the center of a media firestorm like that.
What would you do?
I mean, what would I do? I wouldn't be flipping everyone off.
No,
stealing balls from
I
the
wouldn't either.
children.
But
I wouldn't have ran over and demanded the
would
ball
I take
either.
the 5K?
Yeah, that's what I'm asking.
No, her life's kind of. Oh, she needs more than 5K.
Well, the offer is firm, John.
I'll take the money.
I take the money too.
And say, has she apologized in any form or fashion?
I
No.
have no idea.
So she
No,
will
I said she came out and totally. She's the victim in this situation, not the
Wow.
little boy, not anybody. It's all woe is me. I have it so rough. Everyone is so mean to me.
It's funny because the term Karen, right, has a distinct look to that person. And she is the exact type of look for a Karen.
Dude, she just became the most like she's going to be the biggest Halloween costume this year.
Her name isn't Karen, is it?
No, it's not.
I don't know what her name is, but I'm just saying, like, if you were to think of, because you know the term,
Yeah.
oh, don't be such a Karen. That she looks like. I mean,
Are
the
less
hair.
people naming their children Karen?
Why would
I
you
would
ever
think
name your
so.
kid Karen?
And Kevin.
What do you mean? I mean, people have named.
I know, but
their
Karen.
children.
I feel like we've moved into I don't know, a time where Karen isn't like a name I'd want to name my kid.
But is it because the term has a
Probably
meaning?
Probably.
Yeah. That's why I went with Jones.
Good name. Strong name.
And he's a boy. All right.
Yeah.
We are back tomorrow at 2 p.m. We'll get you ready for the series finale, which is tomorrow night, by the way. Between the Padres
5:40,
and
right?
the Reds. 5:40. So perfect. You can hang with us for 4 hours tomorrow. Kevin Acey is on the show tomorrow. We'll have a wrap-up show for you tonight following Padres Reds Game 2. Michael King returns tonight in 45 minutes. If you missed anything today, sportssd.com, iHeartRadio app, iTunes, TuneIn Radio, or Spotify. Please leave a review if you're listening to us on podcast. For Brent and Jim, I'm John. Keep it here. This is San Diego Sports 760.
Okay.
Bye-bye.